I apparently only say like 3 or 4 sentences, like just on repeat, basically.
So really, we could just replace you with a button. That's pretty much it.
We'll just get a mixing board.
Yeah.
We'll just get a mixing board.
Greasy. Racked. Are you fucked?
Don't care.
Don't care.
Oh my god. You could do that. That's fun.
Yeah, I mean, the cinematography was like great.
That 80s synth, though. That's it.
Use clips of me.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 19 of the Up Real 8 podcast. My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here by Tim McGavick. What's going on, Tim?
Not a whole lot this week.
No?
Say that.
Not much going on?
No.
Also here, Tyler Switolski.
Hi, guys. Nice to see you again.
Nothing going on this episode, really. You know,
no, it's not a bit. You know what? This episode really means nothing to me.
Just nothing.
It's just a movie.
It's whatever it was. I don't even remember what it was.
And Adam Franey. What's going on?
I'm here.
Good.
Present.
Good.
And also here is our guest this week, and that's Tracy Elliott. What's going on, Tracy?
Hi, I'm glad to be here.
Happy to be here. Well, we're happy to have you.
Round of applause
you.
for our first 5th guest.
Yeah.
Glad.
Thank
you.
Yeah.
First time we've had 5.
Yeah.
It's the first time I have had an applause for anything.
That's awesome.
It's really...
Let's just run down a couple of topics we're going to talk about this week. As always, we're going to do our last scene. We're going to talk about the last movie we saw. And this week, I mean, it's not really that big of a movie, but...
whatever.
What are we doing this week? I don't even remember.
We can do a review of Spectre if you guys are okay with it.
Oh, did we see that? I didn't even see it.
The latest James
Ghost
Bond movie.
Yeah, it's a movie about ghosts.
Goosebumps?
Yeah.
No?
They're basically the same plot line.
Yeah, okay.
Basically.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
We're also going to talk about a couple trailers that came out this week afterwards. Alice Through the Looking Glass and Warcraft. So we're going to get into that later. And also, if you guys want to skip to any of the topics that I just mentioned, you can go in the description box below on YouTube, and you can go to any of the timestamps, and you can skip to any of those topics. Without further ado, let's get into our last scenes. You want to start us off? Tim, you look excited.
Tim, another sci-fi, I gotta know.
Alright, Tim. Don't disappoint me, Timmy.
So I had another
did you see this
sci-fi that I was going to review, and then I decided against it.
Oh.
And then today,
Alright.
I had to pick something from Netflix. My girlfriend used Cody today to watch a TV show.
Wow.
So I stumbled upon Circle. I've seen this on Letterboxd a lot. People have been reviewing it lately. I guess it just showed up on Letterboxd. It's a 2014...
On Netflix, you mean?
No, it's been popping up on Letterboxd.
Oh,
I've
really?
seen a lot of people like saying that they watched it or reviewed it.
Circle.
Okay. So it's a 2014, written and directed by Aaron Han and Mario Missonio. It's some Italian name. I don't know.
It's not Mario Batali?
No, it's not Mario Batali.
That sounds pretty Italian.
I
Yeah.
had to tally there.
Starring Julie Benz, Michael Nardelli, and Matt Corboy. If you haven't heard of him, neither have I.
No.
I was starting to
This is
feel kind of bad.
I know Julie
Yeah,
Benz from
seriously.
Dexter. She plays Rita, Dexter's GF.
Oh, okay,
right.
Yes.
So basically the premise is 50 strangers find themselves standing in a circle around a black orb. Red circles are below their feet, and red arrows point to each person.
I'm in.
They soon realize that every 2 minutes the orb kills somebody. As time ticks away and more bodies drop, the group begins to realize that they can vote on who dies next. And if they don't vote, somebody is killed randomly. Factions begin to form as the group tries to decide who among them deserves to live. So
Sounds
it literally
wild.
takes place in just this circle of characters. So it's a really cool, setup to
Premise.
movie.
Setup,
really cool
yeah.
premise. Problem is you get a lot of indie actors that can't act that well. So acting's not the best, but it is a pretty tense movie. You do kind of wonder stuff, but I don't know. It hits a lot of tropes. You get the racist character who wants all the black characters to die, and then you have the wealthy character who thinks it should be a class choice, and you have the young guy who thinks they should kill all the old people first, and it's just
Classic
It hits a
trope.
lot of every
guy.
character is kind of a stereotype. So in that sense, it's not the best.
Sounds kind of like The Cube.
Yeah, I did get a
Yes.
big Cube.
Yeah.
vibe
Circle,
from
The
it.
Cube.
Yeah, Cube is a better movie.
Anything about
No.
murderous geometric shape.
Yeah,
It's-
they're all pretty similar.
You're telling me
okay.
the Cube was better than this?
Cube's a movie I lent to you and you never watched, and then you gave it back to me.
You gave it back without watching it? What's
Yeah.
wrong with you?
Yeah, that's the greasiest thing I've ever done, I think.
Oof. Pretty greasy.
So
You're saying The
overall.
Cube was better than this movie?
yeah, have you seen Cube?
Yeah, it was a terrible movie.
Wow.
Well, let's get into it. This is what we're here for, guys.
I mean, you
Great.
can't have an
Right.
opinion if you never saw it.
I did not like it.
Okay, well, whatever. It's really good, man.
Good talk, man. This was fun.
It's a Canadian like
Riveting
sci-fi.
I know, and that didn't help it at all.
Okay,
Wow.
I mean, I did give it back
Yeah,
without
that-
even watching.
that's true. That's true.
You said that. So for Circle, you said the acting wasn't great. Was
No.
it? So from what you're explaining, like it's kind of minimalistic.
Yeah.
So did that kind of?
Did it-
was it a big impact? Like it's obvious these people can't act very well.
Yeah, because it's the movie's like purely based on like these characters.
Damn.
Like the filming is simple because like it's like a completely black room, so they're just in a black room with the red pattern on the ground.
It sounds like
So,
a
like-
theater, like a theater show or something. That's something you
can do it
see
like a
on
play.
a stage. Yeah,
Yeah,
play.
it could make a good play.
So
Interesting.
is it? I don't know if this counts as a spoiler. If it, I mean, from what you're explaining, like I'm not gonna ask you who dies, but how in the hell does a circle just kill a person?
It's like it's an alien
Yeah,
thing,
no,
obviously, or
that's-
some
Okay.
sort of like other realm. And there's like an orb in the middle of the room, and this like electrical bolt like shoots out and like hits the person, they die, and then they get like magically dragged away from the circle.
I was gonna ask because I thought that would be really creepy. Their bodies just kind of.
It would have been cool if the bodies just like
So,
that would have been really cool actually. If the
That'd be
bodies just
grim.
like stayed there, but no, the bodies got dragged away.
They don't like
Interesting.
deflate like under the skin.
No, that'd be
Whoa.
oh my god! that'd be
Imagine if
cool as fuck.
that was.
it sounds like an M. Night Shyamalan premise.
No, if it was M.
Very
Night, then it'd be like
Shyamalan-y.
the twist. Be
Was
like,
there
it
a
was
twist?
A rectangle all along.
Oh, yeah.
There is
Can't
a
really
It
reveal
was
Sounds like
elongated.
Double. You know that elevator movie, Double? Where they're like in the
I
elevator
remember that,
and people
yeah.
are dying and
Yeah.
they don't know. For some reason, it just reminded me of that.
Yeah. there is a somewhat of a twist, not the best twist.
Oh, there is a twist.
What
The
a
ending is
twist.
not the best either.
It was a dream, I guess.
All a dream. So I'm going to go with a rating of a heavy 2.
Oof.
Ruthless.
My girlfriend actually ended up watching with me. Her
What did
show
she
stopped
think?
working and she watched like halfway through it. She gave it a late 3.
Oh, she liked it more than you.
A
Wow.
little more than me.
Maybe because she
Classic
got
Ashley.
there late in the film.
Yeah.
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 Didn't have time to realize how bad it was.
There was no emotional
out to
connection.
Ashley.
No emotional connection. So
All
that
right.
is Circle. You can find it on Netflix
There you
currently.
go.
All right.
And anyone else want to jump in with their last scene?
I'm looking at you, Ty.
Yeah,
He's been teasing it all week.
I have been teasing this all week.
Give it to us.
I'm thinking you guys may or may not have heard of it.
I mean, you're making it seem like we have.
It was a small little project.
I'm getting the insinuation that might be sarcasm. Possibly.
So
Did you finally see Star Wars or something?
I've seen. I'm not that bad. Okay, don't paint me in that way. I've seen Star Wars.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Go ahead.
Not all of them.
Former cinema superhero Regan Thompson. Riggin Thompson.
shit,
Sorry,
okay.
Riggin Thompson
Wow.
is mounting an ambitious Broadway production that he hopes will breathe new life into his stagnant career. Yeah. It's risky, but he hopes that this creative gamble will prove that he is a real artist and not just a washed-up movie star. As opening night approaches, a castmate is injured, forcing Riggin to hire an actor who is guaranteed to shake things up. Meanwhile, Riggin must deal with his girlfriend, daughter, and ex-wife.
They're not the same person, right?
No, it's like one person that really complicates everything. No, it's obviously I'm talking about 2014 Birdman.
Birdman.
Yes. I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking you guys were gonna be a lot more fucking excited than you are right now.
I'm
I'm
excited.
hype. I'm
You-
hype right now. I'm,
yeah.
I'm happy you finally saw
I
this movie.
see.
It's actually funny you bring this up because I had never seen that film, and for some reason I don't know if I was just in the dark part of the internet where like older stuff comes
Where that
up.
goes.
Yeah, and all of a sudden there was just all this stuff for Birdman, so I ended up watching it because I thought, looking at the trailers, I was like, nah, I don't really want to. But then seeing all the reviews, people were saying it was amazing, so then I felt that I had to.
Yeah.
So, but I was actually impressed with it.
I have
Actually
like a long ongoing love-hate relationship with Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
I like him, but I think that I hate that I like him or something. I can't understand it. If Jake McHale's listening right now, he's gonna
Oh shit!
slash my tires.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Your
Shout
life's
out to
over.
Jake. Thanks for listening, buddy.
What'd
I
you
know it's
think of it?
license
anymore.
plate if that helps. It's,
Wow.
I really, really liked it.
Nice.
In this movie, I saw something that I had never seen before in my life. They shot this in a style of one continuous shot, and it was gorgeous.
For an entire movie.
For an
Who
entire...
does that?
I thought you were going to say
Amazing.
Ed Norton pitching a tent, but
I
Oh,
thought
no.
he was gonna say
I've seen that many a time before.
okay.
in your dreams.
Anyways.
if you saw it,
Me
if
too.
you saw American History, then
True.
Directed by, of course, Alejandro Inarritu.
Nailed it.
I practiced that.
I was gonna say, did you
Yeah.
practice?
I looked at that in the mirror, I'm like, Inaritu. That for me was probably the most exciting thing about it, was that one long continuous shot. Except for there was a turning point, because apparently we don't do spoilers on our last scene. No, apparently not. I used to.
You can allude to it.
An insinuation.
There was a rather large turning point or an incident in the movie, huge, and then right after that, they had like 15 cutscenes, like immediately after, like a whole bunch of them. Do you guys remember this at all or no?
Yeah.
Why? I don't. That's the one thing that is really bugging me about this movie. It was one long, gorgeous shot, and then
they broke the one take format.
Yeah.
You know
that happens? No, I don't even remember.
It's like right at the end.
And it
lasts like 10 minutes.
It really bugged me because I don't. Right, is there some sort of significance?
Right.
I'm thinking maybe because the way it's shot is that it looks like a play, because you have people like walking off camera and then walking back on, so it looks like a continuous take, like a play would be.
Okay.
And then what happens is like when it stops doing that, the play is finished.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then it cuts to like
after. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I see that.
A curtain call, if you will.
Yes. Yeah.
There you go.
Final curtain. There's a couple quotes that I thought were amazing that I feel like I should repeat. I look like a turkey with leukemia. Was a good one.
I remember that.
That was Michael Keaton screaming at himself. And also, I'm the answer.
Deny that.
I'm the answer to a fucking Trivial Pursuit question. I thought that one was pretty good as well.
That is good.
It's just like Michael Keaton really impressed me in this movie. So
yeah,
it's his best performance of his career.
That's the thing. And you know what? I can see now why so many people are so pissed off why he got snubbed for that for the Oscar. I can see that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I definitely see that now. The score, obviously, amazing. It was like it's almost like completely percussion based. It was all the drums. It was perfectly fitting. Like it didn't seem like it should have fit, but it did. It was really weird, but I loved it. But yeah, I loved it. Was.
What did you think of Ed Norton? Like all the other cast and everything.
Did you run down the cast?
Yes. The cast was. I'm gonna with my mental notes here.
Galifianakis was.
Yes, actually,
he surprised me.
Michael Keaton, Zach Galifianakis, Edward Norton, Emma Stone, and Naomi Watts.
I think everyone gave it.
Zach Galifianakis, seeing him in this has to be one. I think it's one of my favorite roles from him.
Yeah, because he plays a straight man.
Thank you.
Yeah, he played like a really good role in this. And all of a sudden, it's like they're goofy. Yeah, they're funny. I get that, but this is like I actually saw him act. Like this was
he
good.
always plays Alan. That's the thing. Like in
other
films, he always plays the Alan from Hangover.
Hangover. Yeah,
but then he's actually acting in this one.
This performance really stood out for me in this movie.
This is the first movie where I didn't see Alan from Hangover.
Yeah,
no,
just like
he's a harassed business manager who just wants someone to get their life together.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
A lot of people were talking about like after seeing Birdman, like this, there should be like another category in the Oscars for like best ensemble.
There should be a best ensemble.
This had like a pretty like overall like I didn't see any faults in like the acting.
So it won the SAG award for best ensemble, I believe, right? Yeah.
So I mean, people were talking about at the Oscars like, you know, maybe this could be a potential like category because of like movies like Birdman, like deserve to be recognized. Because like you only pick like one best supporting actor, you only pick one best supporting actress, like. Those kind of things. There's no best ensemble.
But this altogether was just incredible.
I have a question. So I'm happy you liked it, but like it's so ambitious and like risky the way the movie plays out, right?
Yeah.
Like with the psychedelic stuff, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you don't know if it's like literal or metaphorical or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's super polarizing. So I was like, I'm happy you liked it, but like. Guy we work with, Dave, was saying he turned it off 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
My parents turned it off 10 minutes
in.
I
remember we talked about,
I have like friends who said their parents like hated it.
It didn't grab them apparently. Like, they just...
A lot of people, like it's weird, a lot of older people tend to like hate it. Because like, you know, it opens and he's like floating in his underwear. They're all like, oh, what is this garbage?
That's
it's a fantasy movie? Men can't float.
Well, that's the stuff I was seeing online. That's why originally I was like, oh, this is going to be shite. Like, I don't want to see this. But once you watch and you can kind of get past all of that and you see exactly like the acting and you see that it actually makes sense. Because the things they put in the trailers are going to be gimmicky. They're going to be over the top because that's the purpose of the trailer.
I found this trailer very misleading.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's what they wanted.
I feel like the trailer had nothing to do with the actual movie. Like it seemed like he was like like an actual star, like he was
actual
like
movie.
Yeah, like it seemed really, really different.
For sure.
Yeah, so
it's tough trying to sell a movie like that for like the
average
movie-going audience.
After seeing him, like how could they have made a trailer for this? You know, like no matter what, it wasn't going to be as good as the movie was.
Like when you cut a trailer, that's the thing. You're cutting shots,
which is taking away
money
from
shots of like
the essence
in the
of
movie. You're like, oh, this is good shots that we can show the audience to see. Like they get the general idea of what the movie's going to be about. When you edit a whole bunch and then you see Birdman, there's like no edits, there's no like cuts.
Yeah,
it totally gives like a skewed perspective on what the movie.
You have to remember, like the director, say for example, has nothing to do with how the trailer's cut. Mm-hmm. It's literally a marketing company.
Marketing. That's it.
That like they have no communication. And then like I think there's a point in the movie, like it's funny, it's a super like meta movie in general, but like how the trailer was showing like shots of him in the suit and like action sequences. And then there's a scene in the movie where he's like, yeah, this is what the kids want, right? You want to see action?
Yeah.
And there's like the fake.
It was pretty meta.
Yeah.
Well, the movie itself too is kind of, it's not just, I think it came off as like it wanted to be like a superhero flick and a dramatic flick and this, but it's a concept film too, like
for sure.
Cinematography wise, acting wise, everything wise, storyline.
For sure.
And so the trailer didn't depict that; it depicted a superhero film.
Yeah.
And it didn't. It wasn't
course,
like, hey, we're also artsy though. It's kind of because I guess it's going right off the tail of you had things like basically in the last 10 years, they've had a wave of superhero films.
Yeah.
So I think that probably turned off a lot of people.
He was trying to like cash in on that.
Yeah, because they're like, okay, we saw the Hulk. Okay, we saw Iron Man. All right, we've seen stuff. We don't care about Birdman. Yeah.
For sure.
So I'll write up the rating here for you. IMDb 7.8, Rotten Tomatoes 92.
Wow.
Fair.
My score, it's gonna be a heavy 4.
Okay, heavy 4.
That's a heavy 4.
All right.
That's a
beautiful.
I'm heavy with that 4.
Yeah, that 4.
I agree. It's a Adam heavy 4. Also.
Yeah.
I would also go heavy 4. Maybe.
I was playing with heavy 4 and 5. That was the thing.
Do you know? I'm actually still gonna give it a 4 because I think I want to watch it a second time.
Yeah.
Because there's still stuff to point out, right?
I think I've only seen it once. Also,
I could easily confuse.
Like you blink and you miss a scene. Like there was so much going on. It was just so good.
I don't know.
All right. I think we'll jump into our next last scene.
Oh yeah, I'm finished. Yeah.
If you're
next.
done,
Should I go next?
Tracy, you want to jump into your last scene?
Yeah,
let's hear what you got.
All right.
What was the last movie you saw?
So I was telling Tyler I saw a couple movies this week and decided last minute because
you're doing way better than I am.
Well, I accidentally kind of, as I was cleaning, started watching 50 Shades of Grey, and I was like, I won't do that to all of you.
Oh, thank God!
I never had time for that.
I told it it was going to be ripe with topic. I thought it was going to be perfect.
Full disclosure, I've seen it. So
can
we talk about that?
No, because I put time.
I was intrigued. All right, guys.
It was that's the thing. I was like, first time you guys have had like a fifth person. I don't want to change your ideas. Okay, this girl brings us 50 Shades of crap. Like, what is that?
Never again.
Not that indicates how I felt about the film at all. But that's So for my film, it's came out about 10 years ago. But I think it actually ties in today's theme pretty well. So we have an unnamed cocaine dealer in London makes plans to step away from the business, but before he can cut ties, he is dragged into a series of complicated, dangerous jobs, including the kidnap of a rival's daughter.
You're, of course, talking about Layer Cake.
I am, good sir. I am.
knew it.
Yeah.
Layer Cake, nice.
Yeah.
Nice pull.
Obviously, I love it for today's theme because with Spectre, it was the actual role that Barbara Broccoli was like, I like him, he could be a Bond.
For sure.
And it's kind of after Bond blew up for him, kind of everyone's like, I need to see this film because he's that, dark, sinister kind of guy. So,
pretty underrated flick. I feel like I'm not. What you say? Like, hey, have you seen Layer Cake? You're like, what? Like, people
think
don't
I'm
know
talking about
it.
desserts. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Is that a new cooking show?
Have you seen that Layer Cake over at Metro?
Exactly. Yeah. But what I also liked about this one too is it's directed by Matthew Vaughn. And when you see the film, it's sort of like a Cockney thug film, but it's like an upper crust one, right? Because he's doing cocaine, he's not selling pot or something. But when you look at the Guy Ritchie films, Snatch and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, they're produced by Matthew Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
So
very
similar. God, I had no idea. Really?
So he steps out, and this is his big. Okay, I'm gonna try the Cockney thug thing, but instead of doing the rough
Like street level crime.
Yeah, he's doing like the country club selling cocaine and stuff like that. And still at the same time, they have this kind of rogue character named Duke, who's an old, wannabe big gangster thug who's, low level.
Mm-hmm.
And so they kind of try and mix the two worlds. But I love it. The other thing is too, the cast itself is fantabulous.
Huge ensemble.
Oh my god, amazing. And let's see, Daniel Craig, Tom Hardy, George Harris, and Richard Harris, who are not related. You just have to Google them to figure that one out. Okay. But Colin Meaney and Kenneth Cranham and Sienna Miller.
Mm-hmm.
So all of them.
My future wife.
That's Scott's wife.
Celebrity crush.
There. It's a great group together, and mixing in even just Crantham and Richard Harris, you have two British classics.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben Whishaw, who plays Q.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sienna Miller's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh my, wait, yeah, he plays Sydney. Oh my god, I didn't even,
tie-in.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I do like any film, I think, that can kind of make me take Richard Harris from being, tucked into my heart as the lovable Dumbledore and make me think he's a cold-hearted bastard. I'm like, I get you.
I need to see this again because I don't remember Richard Harris being in this.
I do remember him in it, so I was like,
I remember, what's that Western he did?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't Michael Gambon?
Michael Gambon was also in it. It was Richard Harris?
I thought Michael Gambon was Dumbledore.
They both were.
No, they both were. Because he died...
Richard Harris was in this movie?
Richard Harris, yeah. He plays oh my gosh, I completely forget.
Are you sure it's Richard Harris or was it Michael Gambon? Because I know Michael Gambon's in Layer Cake too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, both Dumbledores were in this movie together.
Wait, what?
Memory bank time.
Anyways, there was
put up my memory bank.
Richard Harris was in a Western with DiCaprio. I'm trying to remember. It was like the Quick and the Dead or something like that.
Oh my god, you know what?
And Richard Harris plays this brutal scumbag in it.
Yeah,
and it's great because you're right. I always think of Richard Harris as this soft spoken
But do you know what? I actually have to correct
man.
myself because you are correct. And I wrote.
Oh, that doesn't happen often.
No, I know. And I thought I wrote it down because I knew it was a Dumbledore, and I was like, oh my god! And I wrote down Richard Harris, and I was like. Now that you're saying that, I'm like, oh my god, of course you're right. I can't even believe that I made that mistake.
It was Michael Gambon, right?
Yes, thank you.
Right.
Either way, also
Michael Gambon's great in
great classic, yeah.
Amazing.
And again, still holds to the same thing that he takes Dumbledore and makes him into a jackass.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But no, thank you for that correction because I, again, knew it was a Dumbledore.
Well, I'll take him as much as I can. So.
Yeah, that's the only real right you're going to hear from me. Yeah, so even cast-wise, whichever Dumbledore you choose.
There was A1.
Dumbledore was great. That's all you gotta say.
Dumbledore 2.0 was
Cover your bases.
Cover your bases, yeah.
Exactly. So the other thing, okay, now this is just what I took from the film too. Watching it in the first little while, I don't know if it's because it's all sleek and it's supposed to show you the upper crust part of it. It's that movie that makes it seem like being a cocaine dealer would be a really good idea until 10 minutes later when it reminds you being a cocaine dealer would really not be a good idea.
No. It paints it in such a positive image.
For the first 25 minutes, you're like, cool, he's really good at this.
Wow, he's a middleman. He's just cutting cocaine.
He's not really
Tom Hardy, slick, suits.
Then 10 minutes later, they're taking a guy out of a druggy house. You're like, oh, maybe not. I don't enjoy this anymore. So,
maybe that's not a good career path.
Maybe
seriously.
Maybe put a dent in my student loans, but that's completely beside.
Just sell cocaine.
Yeah. Disclaimer: don't sell cocaine. But yeah, so overall, I know in terms of ratings and stuff like that, it was super well received. On Rotten Tomatoes, it was 81%, and then 73% on Metacritic, and even Ebert, Roger Ebert, gave it a 3.4 out of 4. So
It's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ebert liked it.
Yeah. And it actually was a great hit for Matthew Vaughn because he won Best Newcomer for the Best Newcomer, Best British Director for the Empire Awards in the UK. And for my personal gratification, I was very happy to read that it was nominated at the very least as also a Best Newcomer at the Empire Awards for Discovery of the Year for the World Soundtrack Award. Which, if you actually listen to the soundtrack, it sort of has a CSI sort of thing where it's all dark and ominous and whatever, but it was really well. Yeah, but it's...
I'm getting hype here.
Well, it goes with the film so well because it's supposed to be very calculated, very, you're focused more on the content and the film itself. And I think the music is minimalistic enough that it doesn't distract from it, but it actually heightens it. Because there's one scene, Daniel Craig's rather perplexed for a reason which I shall not disclose.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically the song, I'm pretty sure it's called Pulse or The Machine, something like that. And it just basically is like, like a heart monitor kind of bleep.
Heartbeat,
and then it's run along with like these kind of digital tones. And kind of helps because you feel like it starts getting louder and louder. So you're kind of like, oh my God. Like,
Brainy's getting hype right now.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I gotta
So
rewatch
it's
this.
for all of
Jesus.
it, like the theme built, all of that stuff. I will give it a hard 4 or a strong 4? Heavy 4?
Heavy.
Synonyms for a good 4. I will give it that.
Were there any Who songs in
upper
it? Like
4?
CSI? Or...
No. Yeah, like
Oh, God.
10 seconds into it.
Did Daniel Craig like remove his sunglasses?
Dun, dun, dun.
No, unfortunately.
I'm trying to think
Good.
of like cocaine puns right now.
I know.
Yeah.
No, it's not coming to me.
No.
Was my cocaine in it?
Yeah!
It could have been. I'm here every week, folks. Tune in.
All right.
Yeah.
I think you're bringing up the memory banks there.
Frame my
Let me
stack.
just remember here.
You wanna-
Give me
you
a
wanna
sec.
jump in with your
Let me
last
remember this
scene?
last
You're
scene.
not double checking my,
No, I would never
Dumbledore
do
again.
that. Okay, memories jogged. Let me
What do you
just
got?
start off
What
with
do
a
you
little description here. A sexually frustrated suburban father has a midlife crisis after becoming infatuated with his daughter's best friend.
Yep.
That last scene is American Beauty. Tim and
I
Scott
guessed
guessed this, and I had to lie and say it was not this, but it is. Written by Alan Ball, directed by Sam Mendes.
Oh my God.
A little ties tie-in for you.
Oh my God.
Starring Kevin Spacey, Annette Bening, Thora Birch, Wes Bentley, Chris Cooper, Mena Suvari, and Peter Gallagher. I think Gallagher. Is that right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sure.
What'd you think?
This is something I've been meaning to see for years, my whole life, really. And then I went by it on my Netflix queue, and I was like, Sam Mendes, it's a match made in
Yeah.
heaven. Spectre, here we go. I loved it. It's fantastic. Have you guys all...
I've seen it. Yeah, I love it.
Yes.
3
Tyler,
yeses?
no.
Ty's looking at me like, not again.
Who's Kevin Spacey?
Why does this keep happening to me?
Fun fact, it won Best Score at the Academy Awards with the same composer as Spectre and Skyfall. That's
Really?
Sam Mendes.
Did they just scoop
uses.
them all up for this film? Or-
It's pretty much a Bond film. No.
Kevin Spacey for James Bond.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, seriously.
I do not support that.
Kevin Spacey.
That'd be
2020.
amazing.
No,
sorry.
What?
He's American, so it's never happening.
It was only nominated for Best Score. It didn't win. It was
Uh,
also a huge hit with the Academy. It
Was it nominated for? It was nominated for Best Picture, right?
One Best Picture, right?
won Best
Oh
Picture.
shit! Wow. Okay.
Nominated Best Actress for Annette Bening. Yeah, Annette Bening. It was nominated for Best Editing, Best Cinematography, Best Original Screenplay, and Kevin Spacey also won for Best Actor.
nice.
And I made sure to take note of, he actually mentions in the movie, another Bond tie-in, they're driving and they're on the way to see the basketball game in which he first sees the girl he becomes infatuated with. And he's like, oh, can we just get this over with? There's a James Bond marathon on TV. I gotta get back and see it. I'm like, holy shit, this is
Meta.
super meta.
I was thinking this is way before Sam Mendes even, like, I'm assuming considered to do James Bond.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
all the
for
Bond.
sure.
Yeah.
This was 1999.
Yep, 1999.
That was Pierce Brosnan was still doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Pierce Brosnan just started, I think, in 99.
Well, it wouldn't have been a
No.
Pierce
Nice
Brosnan
try.
marathon.
1999.
Goldeneye was 95. Or 96.
When I mean
95.
just started, I mean it was like a couple movies in.
Okay.
Get
Yeah.
bodied.
If you guys didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought first things first. Kevin Spacey is amazing in this movie. I
Oh.
don't know if you guys agree,
Oh, yeah.
but like growing up, I hadn't seen a lot of Kevin Spacey movies. I didn't understand why he was considered to be a great actor, and then I found out he won back-to-back Academy Awards. Was the other one The Usual Suspects, right? Do you guys
Yes. Not back to back.
One
Back
for
to back
that?
as in...
know? Not back. Well, I mean,
He was nominated for one, and then a couple years later,
yes. Sorry, he won 2. I don't know
He's
if
won
it was
2.
back-to-back. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, he's amazing in this movie. It's just like a creepy. I don't want to use the word pedophilic, but you know, he's like
He's having a
40.
midlife crisis.
But I'm
right?
putting that word out there.
he's in love with like a 15-year-old and he's 40, but you know.
Yeah, that's the definition of pedophile, right?
Borderline.
I guess. I mean,
He's just having a hard time.
Are we splitting hairs here?
Yeah,
give him a break.
He's infatuated. Let's put it that way.
That makes it worse.
I thought Annette Bening was amazing also for someone that's never talked about. Like, this movie's associated with Kevin Spacey, obviously.
Yeah.
But she has multiple, like, meltdown scenes. She plays, like, a real estate agent, and she's constantly stressed out through the movie. And she has these, like, insane meltdowns that are just breathtaking acting.
Well,
I'm like,
real
holy
estate's a
crap.
rough market to be in.
Apparently, yeah. Ask Annette Bening. She'll tell you. I really like the rose petal visuals. Like, it was a cool way of like executing on film how Kevin Spacey felt every time he saw Mena Suvari.
Wasn't that the actual cover? Was it just
Or
rose
like
petals,
laying
right?
on the bed of rose
yeah,
petals.
in a bathtub, I think.
There's a scene in the bathtub.
There's a scene where he sees her in a bathtub with the rose petals. And I think the first time he sees her, there's like some dated CGI rose petals just floating toward him out of her mouth.
In that actual scene too, isn't there a scene like where she like unzips her jumper or something?
I think that's in the basketball scene, right? Where she takes off her cheerleading outfit, and then
he's fantasizing to verify.
Okay,
this isn't just something they worked into the cheerleading routine.
Yeah.
Well, that's some
That'd
good
be
effects there.
The PTA got a lot of phone calls that week. It was very bad.
It was also, just a lot of dark humor. It was actually turns out to be pretty funny.
Okay.
A lot of the, like, Kevin Spacey narrates it, and just certain times he's telling you about his life. Like, at the beginning, camera just kind of pans by him in the shower. He's like, yep, that's me jerking off in the shower. And he's just like this pathetic, like, dad, like you said, midlife crisis. And there's a lot of humor comes from, like, he's trying to break out of it. So he starts listening to his old, like, rock albums when he's driving the car, and he starts working out. And he starts being a stoner.
Like buying weed from Wes Bentley.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, Wes Bentley. Is this his first movie, do you know? Is this probably his breakout role?
Sure.
Pretty early on in his career.
He's
really
is
good.
super young in it.
Yeah, you can tell.
I'm not sure, but I know Pierce Brosnan was pretty far into his career with the Bond movies and when we needed this.
Yeah, you do know that now.
Yeah.
Wes Bentley was great. He hasn't really done much since, but...
Hunger Games.
I haven't seen
those.
Hunger Games.
He had a pretty crazy beard in Hunger Games. I mean, that's all.
That's
I
fair.
know.
I wouldn't know.
Beard scored, solid 10.
There's a few scenes I want to mention that I love, like when he starts working at the fast food place, and then his wife pulls up
Oh,
God,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Totally.
and orders
Eyes just
with
full
that
of
dad from the
terror.
OC. I forget his name.
Peter Gallagher.
Okay, him. And he pulls up with him. I don't know. It's just a great scene of like.
It was amazing. Yeah.
Fantastic.
There was something I didn't like about Kevin Spacey's character, and it's kind of just a Kevin Spacey thing. Like, I like him as an actor. Like, I saw him in Pay It Forward. I don't know if any and I thought he was superb in that. But in this one, like, for example, him and his wife get in the fights, and I know they're trying to kind of show the whole dynamic between them, that it changes, like, for example, like, they're trying to kind of hook up on the couch, and she all of a sudden goes, and all of a sudden she's
You're
like,
gonna
you're gonna
spill
spill, and it's like, okay, so because that's what's important right now. But they kind of jump between extremes. Like, they're either he's completely defeated, or he'll be trying to be like, you won't control me anymore, and it's almost like forced. Like, that's literally how
fair.
that
There's no like
line
range, just like black and white.
yeah, and
two extremes.
exactly. Yeah, but I do have to totally agree with you. His wife is like, her role is brilliant.
Yeah,
like, because
I've never heard anything about her in this movie. I only hear about Kevin Spacey.
Yeah,
she's
but
like
it's
maybe upstages him. Maybe like she's fantastic.
But maybe that's why it got downplayed, because she plays like the hysteric wife during his midlife crisis. So it's like
she's like the bad guy in it, right?
Yeah,
that's fair.
Even though he's being like pretty selfish, the whole thing himself, but he's like the one that we're supposed to be like rooting for.
He's the one being controlled, kind of thing. Yeah, she's the one making him want to go through all this stuff.
I had this isn't important. It's just an interesting fact. The girl who plays like the girl on the cover, am I saying her name right? Is it Mena Suvari? Does anyone know?
You're asking me?
That's how it's spelled. Mena Suvari.
She's an American Pie.
If you're listening, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, you know what? That from now on, that's how we say it.
Okay.
Mayonnaise.
If you don't like
mayonnaise
it, tweet
safari.
us.
Mayonnaise safari.
Mayonnaise safari.
Safari.
Mena, you can tweet at us at Up Real Late on Twitter.
Do it, Mayo. We believe in you.
Mayo.
Hashtag Mayo Safari.
Hashtag get Mayo.
So she was 19 when she did this movie. I'll let that one go.
That's gonna start trending.
She was 19 when she did this movie, and 6 months later, married a 38-year-old in real life.
Wait, hold on, she was how old when she
life
did this?
imitating art right there.
She was 19, like while she was filming the movie, and 6 months later, when she turned 20, she married a 38-year-old man in reality, not in the movie.
Balding Kevin Spacey lookalike, maybe.
Perhaps
She's got the Spacey
She must have
fever.
fallen in love. I don't know, but yes, art
She
imitating
got
life.
Spacey'd.
Did you have a point?
I was gonna say that my one issue with this movie, I mean,
Oh, here we
overall,
go.
I really like it, but just the weird like coincidences that led to like Chris Cooper is like how
I haven't even mentioned Chris
his
Cooper. He's
relationship
amazing
with
in
Wes
this.
Bentley and his son, and how he like get all mixed up there. I mean, I didn't like how it was all based on coincidence. It was all like, I don't know. I just didn't like how that played out. It was too
Really? It didn't really bother me. I thought it was fine.
like all he had to do was actually to have a
you,
conversation
man.
with his son.
But that's the whole point. They're trying to show that
Yeah.
they can't.
There's a disconnect, I guess.
Yeah, that's what they're trying
All
to
you have
push.
to do is have a conversation with his son. You just nailed it. And
Yeah.
if you can't
And you
even
won't.
sit down and do that,
Yeah.
right?
Because
It's
he'd
just
rather-
frustrating. It's just frustrating as a viewer. I'm like, just talk. Like, what's wrong? Like,
Damn it, Kevin!
But you're supposed to
Send a messenger
kinda-
pigeon. Do something. Like,
Where he's like looking through the window at him, and he thinks him and like
oh, God.
he thinks him and Space are like hooking up or
boy.
something, and it's like,
Spoiler
well,
alert.
Yeah.
like clearly,
Spoiler.
I don't know. It's
I have to see this movie.
You
Oh.
see a lot of movies. friend.
I still like it. But
You hate it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Scott gives it a 0 reels. I'm gonna give it.
Check it out on Letterboxd.
I'm gonna give it a 4. 4 banger for
Okay.
Adam.
Medium
American
4.
Beauty.
Okay.
Happy I saw it. Perfect preparation for Spectre.
well,
Basically, same storyline.
I'm gonna jump in with my last scene then. A movie that what I didn't think you guys would get, and Adam, you actually guessed last night. I have to deny you. You got it right.
I knew
You
it.
got it right, and
We're
I
even.
had to lie to your face. This movie is it goes a little something like this.
Kill him.
Plagued by a series of apocalyptic visions, a young husband and father questions whether to shelter his family from a coming storm or from himself. This is Take Shelter, starring Michael Shannon and Jessica Chastain.
Michael Shannon.
Wait,
Directed
this isn't Kangaroo Jack?
no,
Michael Shannon? No.
no.
In case
You know what?
listeners,
I was the one that mentioned Kangaroo Jack last night, and that led to you guessing. So it's my own fault that you guessed it.
So I knew I was right. I knew it.
I will be honest. I have not seen this film.
Well,
Have you heard of it?
definitely check it out.
No.
Well, listen.
gonna learn.
It's very good.
Directed by Jeff Nichols, the director of Mud, starring Matthew McConaughey. Who's also
Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon. He's also directing this movie coming out. He's doing a sci-fi movie coming out next year called Midnight Special.
What's that? Sci-fi?
Tim, make note of
Michael
this.
Shannon?
Starring
Write
Michael
that down.
Shannon,
Oh,
Kirsten Dunst, Adam Driver, and Joel Edgerton.
Tim's
side banger right there.
That's already. It's coming out. It's
Starting
coming
at
out in
4.
March. It's coming out in March. So
Oh my
mark that on your calendar.
He's literally marking it on his phone calendar.
This movie has
5
92%,
alerts.
92% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I mean,
Wow.
Underrated.
I got to agree with it. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. The whole time, I'm like, is it just like they think he's crying wolf or something, and it's really
ambiguous.
happening,
Ambiguous,
or
right?
is it just sort of a portrait of a man who's like starting to get like schizophrenic? Like you're not really sure the whole time. The performances were amazing. Jessica Chastain was great. I heard that she only made $100 a day filming
What?
this movie.
No. What?
I heard that. I read
That's
that.
enough to like pay for
$100 a
gas to
day?
like get to the
I mean,
lot.
she hadn't really done anything before that all that much, as far as I know. I mean, she wasn't very big. I think this was before Zero Dark 30. I could be wrong, but
It was before. I
It
believe.
is, yeah.
so
Wow.
it just seems kind of wild to me.
Yeah, that is insane.
I'll have to double check that, but that's what I heard. Michael
Okay.
Shannon was fantastic.
Breakout role, would you say?
For sure.
This is the first thing I saw him lead. He's been like a villain and like character actor. This is the first time I saw him as a lead, and I thought he was like fantastic.
Honestly, I hadn't really seen him in much. I mean, I seen him in Man of Steel as Zod. I seen him in
Long after this. Oh, okay.
I mean, before I
Right.
saw this movie,
Yeah.
I saw Man of Steel, of course.
Gotcha.
And like that movie he did with I don't
God.
think we really talk about it. Starring
Anthony Anderson?
yeah.
Oh.
What's it called? With
Premium
Joseph
Rush.
Gordon-Levitt.
Premium Rush.
He's like the bad guy in that.
Cinematic masterpiece.
He is
that the
in
one
Boardwalk
with the
Empire
delivery courier?
as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one.
Okay, I recall.
Critically destroyed.
Can't-
So I mean, I
You
hadn't.
saw him in Kangaroo Jack, I'm sure.
I had.
good movie.
To be honest, I never
Tyler
actually
stands
saw
by it.
Kangaroo Jack. Don't know if that's a good or a bad
You're off the
thing.
podcast, man. Sorry.
That's a must.
But yeah, I hadn't seen much of Michael Shannon before this, and he was fantastic, like I said. There's this one scene where he just breaks down in like a Lions Club. His Jessica Chastain, like their family, they're becoming more and more isolated because of his visions and how he's dealing with it. And he, Chastain's like, we got to get out. We got to like meet with some people, like just have some social, interactions. And they go to this Lions Club dinner, and he just like breaks down and like goes like crazy.
My favorite part of the movie, for sure.
And the one thing that I love after seeing it, I read a little bit up on it. That scene, those extras in that Lion Club scene, they actually didn't realize that there's going to be a big emotional scene.
Really?
All they were told was that they'd come out, have lunch, be in a movie.
What?
That's all they really were told. And then Michael Shannon just explodes.
Oh shit!
And you can see on their faces, like it felt real. Like that's.
I have to go rewatch it knowing this now.
I mean, that really did it for me.
Is that like Jeff Nichols did that on purpose to get a raw reaction from the
had to be
audience
for sure?
The extras.
It's a great idea
really
for getting. Yeah.
Did you know that, Tim?
No.
You didn't know that?
No.
Tim,
That's why I'm nodding along.
You didn't know that?
Sorry, I don't know everything
Well,
about the movie I saw.
You showed me this movie.
I did, yeah.
So I figured you knew everything about it.
Real quick, the cinematography was amazing. Just this landscape shots of the storm coming, and just the sound design of the storm, where he's like at work and then he just hears like thunder. He's like, "Hey man, like you hear that?" And he's like, "No, like what are you talking about?" Like you just hear like that low like rumble, like a coming storm, and I don't know, it's just it was fantastic.
I always feel bad for characters in that film, like those film circumstances where you get that weird tingle where you're embarrassed for them.
Ooh,
and then
secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, those ones you're like, come on, people, like they're trying to tell you something, but then at the same time
You see
you're
the
like,
visions, like
he knows, but at the same time you're like, oh, is he going crazy? Because I'm gonna feel really bad if he's actually going crazy.
That's one of my favorite elements of like storytelling, just where you don't know if they're like American Psycho or Shutter Island or something.
Yeah.
You don't know. Like, is it crazy? Is it legit happening?
I mean, it's not. I don't want to spoil anything, but like the ending, like was great. Like
I was gonna ask, so you like it?
I really like
it's
the
a polarizing
ending,
thing.
because for me it's still ambiguous. I mean, some people might take it as picking a side of whether he's, actually schizophrenic or whether it's actually real.
Kind of similar to Birdman.
I was going to try
spoiler free, but
I was going to say similar to the Hunt as well, Adam, where like something happens and you don't know if it's happened or not.
So I mean,
leave it at that.
Yeah.
Like some people might read it as being very definitive, the ending, but then you could go either way. For me, like personally, like that, you know what I mean? I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, it's hard.
For me, it's ambiguous. Still,
I took it as a little more literal. I was shocked, and I'm kind of like that. I lean that way on Birdman. Forgot to ask you. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the great debate about that movie. I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't want to spoil anything.
Polarizing ending.
Yeah.
There could be some justifications. There could be some explaining for how it could be more ambiguous, I feel. I don't want to say too much.
Go see Take Shelter, listeners.
Check it
leave
out.
in the comments what you think.
Definitely. I'm going to give this movie heavy 4 out of 5.
Oh,
Nice.
Beautiful.
Heavy 4 to 5 ratings, for sure. I definitely enjoyed it. This was a recommendation from Adam, who recommended this to me a while ago. And I finally got around to seeing it, so...
I'm patting myself on the back if you guys hear
If he
that.
lends it to you, don't watch it.
Oh, and send it back. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't send movies back.
Ruth,
I don't send
Liz.
No, in his defense, I also did the same thing. You gave me Blade Runner and Dread, and I was like, I'm not watching these. I gave them both
Sorry,
back.
I'm not going to watch these. Like
And I did watch them both on Netflix.
He's
later
acclaimed
on,
to movies?
so.
No.
That makes me sad
Not my
because I
cup
just
of
lent
tea.
you a book and I don't know what
You're not getting that book back.
Damn it.
Oh, it's coming back on Reddit.
All right, I think we'll get into the meat here of the podcast, and that is our review of the week, and that is Spectre, the latest James Bond film, directed by Sam Mendes, starring Daniel Craig,
Oh my god.
Christoph
Oh,
Waltz,
here we go.
Lea Seydoux, Ben Whishaw, Naomi Harris, Dave Bautista, Andrew Scott, Monica Bellucci, and Ray Fiennes. Pretty star-studded cast here.
So
This movie came out November 6th, so it's out now.
I've already seen it twice.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That's greasy.
Ruthless.
Greasy.
Mention Tracy here, a massive Bond fan.
Yes.
Bond
That's
right. Aficionado.
Yeah.
Bond aficionado like Tyler here.
So we got some
They're the
knowledge
experts.
here. We got some background here. let's get into it. Who wants to start us
God,
off?
I'm
Tyler, you know
scared.
what?
I'm scared.
You know what?
You know what? Let's
let him go last.
Yeah.
You let him go last.
Tracy.
He says that, but he's gonna like explode before that.
No, I'm good. No, I'm fine.
You'll see him. He'll be
hide your
twitching.
face. I don't want to know.
I want to say something, guys. I want to say something.
For sure.
Tracy, let's start with you. What did you think of Spectre as the latest?
Overall thoughts.
Okay, so I spent even the second time I saw it. I saw it the first night it came out at 7:00, first showing ever. Wow. And I saw it.
Dedication.
Yeah, and I saw that with my dad, and then the next day I saw it with Tyler here. And even like I knew things were coming up. It was the second time I'd seen it, and I was still smacking Tyler that they're going, "Oh my god, this part's coming up!" He's like, "Don't tell me anything."
Oh my god.
And because I control my emotions very well.
Really? You do.
But I thought it was a brilliant film. It has been getting a lot of slack in the reviews, and I can understand why, because as an individual film, it kind of grasps straws sometimes when you're going, that's a lot to kind of go that's a long run around a short track sort of thing. But as a Bond film, I think because it's trying to tie up Daniel Craig's legacy, and it's never going to be brilliantly written because it's a Bond film. You're not going to go see it because of the cinematography. You're not going to go see it because of the artsy storyline. You're going to go see it because it's a Bond film. So it stuck true to the Bond formula. And I don't like the looks I'm getting.
Cinematography is, I think, everything.
Cinematography, I just want to mention, by Hoyt van Hoytma. I mean, amazing
shot
cinematography.
Interstellar and Tina Taylor Swift's Spy.
So,
continue. Why so looking at me?
But I thought that, as a Bond film and going into it understanding it is a James Bond film, it was so good. And I did it's jokey but not Roger Moore jokey, and it's classy. I think Daniel Craig's done a brilliant job at kind of going away from where they were trying to put him in Casino Royale, where they're trying to make him this really dark-hearted bastard. He's done well to sort of balance it out. But I don't know. I know it's been getting a beating, and there were a couple things where I was going, even as a diehard fan. But overall, it's got Christoph Waltz in it, who I think was underplayed in his role a little bit. I think they could have done a lot more with the Blofeld character. But at the same... Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No one knows who that is. It's okay.
That was a spoiler.
Tim can edit this out.
Yeah, can you edit that?
I can try to work around that, yeah.
No,
if worst comes to worst, send it to me because I can cut the hell of that out. But
you can blank it.
Yeah.
No. Character.
Yeah. We keep going.
Cool.
We continue.
Tracy dropped a spoiler. There you go. You can just block out all of that and then just say, Tracy dropped a spoiler.
You have a memorable first appearance.
Great. Sorry, lads. Sorry, lads.
You know what? To be fair, I mean, who didn't?
You had to know.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Do you know, actually, a friend of mine who's also a big Bond fan thought that there was going to be some twist where the leader would be a girl or something like that. Like they try to go back to an Octopussy thing where the bad person's actually a woman, and I'm like, no, I don't think so.
Or an Iron Man 3 Mandarin situation, he's an actor.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing, but I don't know. I thought overall, again, as a Bond film, I can't say anything bad about it.
Yeah, take it for what it was.
So.
I can't disagree. I mean, for me, I agree with what you're saying. It was a Bond. Everything about it was Bond. From the train fight scene to the plane the skiing down a hill scene, and I don't know. For me, I enjoyed it, but I feel like it relied almost too much on the familiar Bond tropes and the familiar Bond things that we've already seen in the classic Bonds.
I found that refreshing. I thought it was nice because I felt it was a nice salute to the older movies. But you know what? It wasn't enough. It wasn't so much that other people who aren't diehard fans would go, wait, what? No, it was subtly played in, I think.
That being said, though, if they do another movie after doing Skyfall, where they had the DB5 and everything like that, if they do another film where it's all homages, even as somebody who gets all of them, that's gonna be okay, now you're just being lazy. Mm-hmm. Let's give her up here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Just for example, Dave Bautista's character, Mr. Hanks, just classic Bond henchman. He instead of having a hat with a blade on it or metal teeth, he has a metal thumb nails. It was just so I've seen it before.
Jaws
kind of
2.0.
Yeah, he was kind of a cross between Oddjob, who never fucking spoke, and you had Jaws, who was just a tank.
Yeah.
So I found he was like the perfect combination of the two, which again I found kind of. We've seen it.
You get the train fight from Russia with Love, and it's
exactly and like
this
Spy Who Loved Me.
But as saying that, I feel like it did kind of fall back on those tropes a little bit too much. I still really enjoyed this movie. Like I still liked it.
Really?
I got over it. I accepted
I didn't know how you felt.
I accepted it for what it is.
I'm still going last, just so you guys know.
I liked it. The one thing, like...
We can't possibly tell what you think.
The cinematography by Ben Hoytma, I expected more, like, of those shots where you're like, wow, that looks fantastic. I can't hate on the cinematography. Like, it was like, it did its job. There was one scene in the beginning that I do want to point out, and that is, I know you guys noticed it when we were watching it. The very beginning of Day of the Dead in Mexico City, it's like all like one shot when you start. I mean, that was really
so
well
good.
done.
That was really
like
good.
that one shot.
There's so much happening just in one thing. But it's not overwhelming too, because that kind of shot you could be like, I'm having a cinematography seizure right now. But it was nice.
I think I did.
Like the way I didn't tell you.
I'm going to chime in here.
Oh my god!
That opening scene was my favorite scene in the entire movie.
Yeah,
I think it was just Hoytma. It was gorgeously shot. Just like you had everything going on. It was just you saw like a whole bunch of the parade going on. You had all the dancers and just the cinematography for that was just stunning.
It was a mystery. You're like, you starts on a guy with a white suit, and you're like, okay, who's that?
Yeah.
And then he walks away. You're like, okay, that guy's important. I got to remember that suit.
And it pans to this guy.
A couple comes in. You're like, wait, who is that? That's got to be Bond. He's with the girl, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, is he following? Like, what's going on? What's the story here? Like. And you just like it just draws you right into the movie. Like, wow, like let's get into Spectre here. Yeah. And I think it was a great opening scene for sure to set the tone.
Yeah, it was perfect.
But at the same time, I wish there was more. Yeah. Like for me, like that was like the pinnacle of like the beginning was like fantastic, and then it just kind of went into like familiar Bond things for me. But
I'm gonna say my opinion for last, Tim.
Let's move over to you.
You keep saying that, but I don't think it means what you think it means.
So it was a lot like Rogue Nation in that sense, where like not Rogue Nation.
We're gonna get into Rogue Nation.
Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, the newest one.
Rogue Nation.
Rogue Nation, where the best scene in the movie is the first scene, and then everything else that follows that does not live up to that. Yeah. This movie was.
I disagree with that statement when we talked about Rogue Nation, but I'll let that slide.
Okay, anyways, this movie was good. It's not doing a whole lot better than Quantum on the critic rating.
It has 62%.
It has a 62% rating, lower than Quantum of Solace.
Tyler, irate right now, just fuming,
which is insane.
But he's saving his opinion for last.
So. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold on my opinion.
Overall,
again, I agree with a lot of things. I felt it tried tying together all of the Craig movies, which I don't think it had to do that. This could have been like, hey, let's see just Bond doing a mission. He hasn't really done a mission. Like Daniel Craig hasn't done like his own mission. Like Quantum's like his own thing. Skyfall, he goes off on his own thing. This one, he goes off doing his own thing. Like
he's a really bad agent.
He just goes rogue all the time.
He goes rogue all the time.
How is he still getting paid?
I don't know.
Christoph Waltz is like severely underused. I found.
I feel like they were trying to like save him for like a reveal. Yeah. But then at the same time, when you underutilize him like that, then it just comes off like it doesn't hit you as hard as it should have almost.
Yeah, and you get a lot of the same beats as Quantum, where you have like a plane scene, and then you have like a scene in the desert with like a big hotel or glass building, and then you get like.
At least I think the storyline made more sense.
Storyline makes more sense.
I think it's head and shoulders above Quantum of Solace.
It is. I don't agree with it being as bad as Quantum of Solace.
Yeah.
This one actually had a story.
The only thing I remember about it, I think.
Yeah. It bogs my mind this is rating lower than Quantum because Quantum's a piece of shit. This is quite a bit better than that, but still just...
Yeah.
Especially coming off of Skyfall. This was just like a good movie. Serviceable.
Okay.
Adam.
Tyler's going to go last though.
We're going to skip that.
You can see me just squirming right now.
Busting up scenes.
He's squirming.
We might need to call 911.
Okay, I'll preface this by saying I watched Casino Royale and Skyfall like in one sitting, and then went straight to Spectre. From there,
skipped Quantum of Solace.
Yes, I skipped Quantum of Solace.
Spectre also almost skips that movie completely. Like pictures. we're getting into spoilers, but there's a scene where like they left out the quantum villain. I'm like, that's hilarious.
They didn't know. They mentioned like
they mentioned his name.
Green.
They didn't tie him in as much as the other ones.
Nobody remembered him,
Yeah.
so I would have been.
So is it just me when they say like quantum, and I'm like, I had to Google. I was like, who actually was he? And like I had to look it up. Yeah. I'm so glad that wasn't just me.
But anyway, yeah. So I watched those right before, and for me, Casino Royale is amazing. Like that's a 5-banger for me. Just to preface what I'm about to say, Skyfall is like a solid 4. I love both of those. Ty's squirming as usual. So when I sat down for this movie, I had this overwhelming feeling of like good, not great. Like I liked it. It was a fun. I don't know. I found it to be like a fun movie. It's a little bit dull. And then I started thinking about how they had the 12-month, like they announced it and released it 12 months to the day after announcing it. So I'm like, okay, was this rushed? You know, did Sam Mendes maybe like phone it in a little bit, like Peter Jackson Hobbit style? And like, because Sam Mendes originally didn't even want to do it.
He didn't even
refuse to do it.
Yeah.
And then I assume they like backed up a dump truck of
Give
money.
you more money.
Into his driveway or something.
Give you a couple $1 million.
I'm not doing it. Beep, beep. What is that? Oh,
I'll be
it's
there
a
on
dump
Monday.
truck full of money. Okay, I'm in. But
Artistic integrity be damned.
yeah, seriously. No, but I don't want to sound like I hated it. I really enjoyed it. I like that they built toward becoming more and more like a traditional Bond movie throughout like Casino, Skyfall, now Spectre. But like I enjoyed in Casino and Skyfall how I feel like they said, how can we make this the best action movie we can make? Not how can we keep this within the borders of a Bond movie? Like we can't possibly break any rules with this one for Spectre I'm referring to. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it did also keep a good balance of like feeling like an homage. Like obviously, Bautista's character Scott was saying that obviously it was a huge homage to like the classic henchman Bond trope. And he was good. I don't think he even had a word of dialogue till
he had one word.
Yeah, he had one word. Let's put it that way. The cinematography, I was really excited for Van Hoytma. Is that it?
Yeah.
But I agree with Scott. I guess you said you weren't thrilled with the cinematography.
It didn't like wow me. Like,
yeah, I agree.
It was serviceable, I guess.
Because like Interstellar's beautiful. Let the Right One In has a lot of cool shots in it. Take Till Soldier Spy is beautiful. And then this, it was like he has this gray like he's obsessed with gray and orange and like dim lit scenes, and they're almost kind of like ugly. Like they're kind of dingy. I don't know how to describe it, but then
they downplay the scenery.
Yeah. I guess maybe it's preference. Like I prefer more of the like colorful look, but the opening scene you were talking about, the Day of the Dead thing with the walking on the balcony, that blew my mind. Like the way it's filmed, like you just get like in the corner of the frame, you just see that massive parade going on, and like I'm just thinking like someone had to orchestrate that all just to be seen at the corner,
right?
Like while Daniel Craig's walking, you're seeing most of him, and then just out of the corner.
It could be CG.
I don't think
I
so.
hope it wasn't. I'm hoping it was all.
I think it was one take, and they literally did that.
That's what it looked like, because
that's what
then
it looked
he carries on to all the different like things.
Right.
It looked like it was too much to be CG.
I know, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
But like,
I'll be damned if it didn't make
I know
me
they
wanna
shot
go to Mexico.
Yeah, right? They shot it on location in Mexico.
You guys want to get tacos after this?
Yeah. Seriously. But yeah.
No, it's not.
That's Scott in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but overall, yeah, it was like just a fun Bond flick. I would still put Casino and Skyfall over it, but it's definitely not as bad as Quantum. Like, I think it's unfair that 62% on Rotten Tomatoes below Quantum. Like that's
I don't
unfair.
agree with that.
Cousin Vito, I know the fans love him. I know Ty loves him. Arch nemesis of Ty. Walked into the dinner I was at earlier, just fuming. Hated this movie with a passion.
Of course,
he said he hates Daniel Craig now. Can't stand him. This movie's a piece of shit. Most boring Bond movie he's ever seen. But that's Vito.
Wow, ruthless.
What do you think was the because as you said, like, you know, if you look at Skyfall and everything, they kind of try to make him a human again. Mm-hmm. But what do you think was the big thing that makes it so like horrible? Like, you know
Spectre?
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at Quantum, it was the fact that, oh no, he's going to raise the money or the cost of water in Bolivia, and that was the big sinister
I totally
plot.
forgot. I can't believe that.
Yeah, like that. When you take away the glitz and the glamour, that was his big sinister plan. So when you look at this, where there's actually kind of a tie-in to Bond personally, and to, you know, it connects the London problem. It's no longer office politics and bureaucracy anymore. There's actually a problem that relates to what Bond is doing. It wasn't like in Skyfall where Judi Dench is going, oh, business politics and the like, and she's got to go to a board meeting, and Bond's like, I don't care. I gotta
Tracy's
go.
bits.
Again, we're gonna have to
Tracy's
rename that
impressions.
because
Yeah. It's a little weird when you say it like that.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable. No.
Adam, please leave.
Yeah, goodbye.
You made our guest
I'm
most
out.
uncomfortable.
Sorry.
Please go.
You're off the podcast. If I'm the guest, can I say that?
Yes, you can. You can kick me out. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just like I just had like a dull factor to it.
Yeah, I was kind of bored.
Yeah, were you?
Yeah.
It's not just me.
Like,
Was there a
no.
certain part, like, well, not without spoiling, because that's
I
apparently
can't
my
found
opinion,
the-
I can't pinpoint it.
We know
I
with
couldn't
Spectre is the
pinpoint it.
group, obviously.
Of course, yes.
We don't really see them do anything particularly evil.
They
Right?
have office bureaucracy.
Yeah, they have a lot of
meetings.
office bureaucracy.
They had that
It's
really
just-
evil,
true.
ominous boardroom.
Yeah.
Which
It
seems
was
like
an
some
ominous board.
Yeah.
pretty sinister stuff was going
Well,
on.
I mean,
They don't even have enough chairs for everyone.
No.
they didn't
Make
mind.
people stand.
They're
They're
overpaid.
monsters.
They didn't mind Bautista like crushing a man's head with his bare hands. They just like
You know, before he
That
came
was-
in, honestly,
that was
I was
fucked up.
expecting that guy to like fly back into a fireplace. Are you guys expecting
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, because he's, you know,
Right?
he's basically
Oh, yeah.
said, I screwed up, and so he has to be replaced kind of thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, just kidding.
which I like that scene. I like when Bautista just like pummels
He went all
him.
Game of Thrones on him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
straight the mountain style.
Should we do ratings
Pure
and
mountain.
spoilers? Oh, sorry, Tyler.
Yeah, we should. We have no other opinions to get to.
No other relevant opinions.
Moving
on the
along.
matter.
No one else was excited for this movie on this podcast anyway, right?
Let's move over to Tyler. Your most anticipated film of the year.
Joke's on you guys. I didn't see this movie.
Wow.
You saw it with me.
No.
We were there. I was there.
Tyler,
Why
we
when
have-
I'm not here?
We have to know what you thought of this movie.
This is it. This
Spectre.
is why I started this podcast, or why we started.
This is your life.
Yeah,
This
we're
is-
sure that's why Tyler agreed to be on this.
You guys just
Yeah.
shit on my
We'll
life, just
talk
so you guys know.
Spectre.
Like with the whole, like, I was kind of bored by this. It just like directly
Well,
shitting on my
listen.
life.
Play nice with the other kids.
Okay.
You listen to them.
Your life's been shit on. Whatever.
It was. I thought this movie was amazing, but
Really?
that being said,
Tracy
that
and
being
Tyler,
said-
high five for you.
that being said, I will agree with you guys.
course.
There were some points that I do find were kind of boring me.
Wow.
I found that
Are you
there
sure?
was
Preaching to the choir.
there was a lot going on.
Yeah, shit. So you agree?
No.
Tyler, we just high-fived and you're just going to shut on the movie.
No.
Tracy's going to take back that high five.
Oh, reverse high five.
Here is
Ship over.
here is my problem. There was a lot going on. Like there was a good amount of stuff going on,
Okay.
but it seemed like
Nothing happened.
they were all over the place with it. It seemed like everywhere they went, it was like they were always somewhere new, and it was huge, and it was like there was always something exciting happening. But the storyline was pretty simple, you know. Like he knew what he had to do. He had his mission. He was doing it. But it's just like they were in the snow. They were in the mountains. They were in Mexico. They were kind of all
Let's
over
have
the
a Day of
place.
the Dead parade. Let's
Yeah.
have Bond in Mexico City. Wait, no, let's have Bond fly a plane down a mountain.
He's in the Alps, and then he goes to like different Alps, and then
He's in a
and then he's in
desert,
a plane
That's not-
crashing in the
a
Alps.
desert evil base. Let's have him go there.
Yeah, and then he's in a weird boardroom in Italy, and then there's like they seemed like they were
car chase through the streets of Rome. Let's put that in there.
yeah, like there
Looks
was
pretty cool, though.
they were kind of all over the
I
place.
disagree, but
That-
I
like,
meant to
felt-
say I did love the car chase.
oh, that car chase
Yeah,
was
really?
amazing.
It was good.
Yeah.
It's kinda boring.
My father's been nitpicking on that scene because of one reason, and I keep trying to explain to him when, you know, he goes through this car chase and Q has specified that it is a £3 million prototype.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep emphasizing the word prototype, but when Bond is sitting in the Aston Martin and you look at the different not power-ups, that's Super Mario.
Well,
But-
they essentially were.
the 40-year-old switches.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and it's all done with a Dino label.
Printed using a label maker, yeah.
And my dad's like,
Oh, yeah.
what? Like, those are the things my teacher would be like, the pencils
should be
are in
touchscreen.
here. And yeah, and I was like, Dad, prototype. He goes,
Proto.
no. But
First of its kind.
It was a little odd. I found like you think even if it was a prototype, they would have like something still like touchscreen.
It's like a 2016 like Aston Martin concept car.
Yeah.
You don't have to have like a
And they're like they have
switch,
to labor.
Well, that's the cool thing.
flip
It's
on the
Sure.
flamethrower.
Have flip shops.
This
with
car-
Oil
Like-
slick.
actually doesn't exist. They
Yeah.
actually built this car solely for this
So
movie.
it was a concept.
It was a concept car.
Okay.
You actually can't purchase this car.
Damn.
I couldn't purchase it even if I wanted to.
Ruins all my
Yeah.
plans.
I know, right?
There goes our plan, Tim.
Yeah.
There's a thing called my bank
Hatches.
account. It doesn't allow for this.
But no, you know
Anyway.
what? I did enjoy it. I did like it. It
You
felt
loved
like
it.
it was getting better, like more into those actual Bond movies. Whereas Casino Royale was good as an action movie. For me, it wasn't good as a Bond movie.
Yeah, I remember you said that. I understand what you mean because like I was saying, it broke a lot of the rules.
It
right?
did. It broke almost all
Even
the rules.
Skyfall. Skyfall was getting there, but it still was different. The
I
way
feel
it
like
delved into his origin.
I feel like
and-
Skyfall was like kind of like they're wiping the slate clean and starting from scratch.
That's fair, yeah.
And they were like
I agree.
introducing all those amazing things that made Bond what it was.
Yeah.
So I
But
think
they
that's
were
what
like
Skyfall
fully
was.
like in Spectre, like they're fully formed. It's like literally just like giving you a Bond movie.
Yeah.
Skyfall, there was more like building up, and then Spectre, they're like no more building. Like
We have to do something.
yeah,
Straight up Bond.
yeah, this is polished. Like here you go, delivered right to you. All the Bond tricks that you two love,
we know and love.
that
yeah.
you know and love.
I guess you kind of have to because it's a big last hurrah for Daniel Craig, and you're trying to.
Allegedly.
And I was
should
gonna
talk about
actually
that.
Still
bring
under
that
contract
up.
for the one more film, right?
But-
And that's what I was gonna ask. They had just had like a renegotiation of his
Yeah.
contract, and I wasn't sure if that was a rumor or if you guys had heard this also.
I haven't heard that like since when.
So-
Since recently,
Skyfall, or-
like since recently.
It's in the last couple of weeks. The rights have gone up. The rights are going up. And if someone else purchases it, they don't have to make Craig do his fifth film.
Just, that like nullifies his contract.
Yeah.
Well, they can.
Because then the studio would have to renegotiate terms according to that new studio.
Right, so his contract would be nullified, right?
Yeah.
Who has the rights? Right? Is it Sony that has the rights, or
This is a Sony movie.
Now,
so? I mean, Sony could get the rights back and then
They
continue.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought that might have had something to do. I know you're mentioning the 12-month, day-to-day
Schedule
sort of thing.
thing?
Yeah. And then the fact that the early production of their script got leaked,
That's
I thought
right.
that might have had
Totally.
a bit to do with maybe the jump around because so many people had read the screenplay and been like, ha ha, I know what's going to happen. So part of me, I mean, maybe not quite in that
No,
connotation,
that's
but
you nailed it. That's
yeah,
internet.
that's what everyone sounds
They all sound like that.
Noobs, I know what
Hateful Eight.
happened. But I think maybe that could have had something to do with it. Because maybe they had to rewrite certain parts. I avoided the screenplay like the plague because I
Me
didn't
too,
want to
yeah.
know.
For sure.
But
Who wouldn't avoid a leaked screenplay? Like that's so
Trolls,
lame.
Like when the Hateful Eight
I know.
like,
I'm saying
screenplay
like, they're
came out,
pathetic.
like who would have
like,
read that? Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like
the scum of the internet.
yeah, 4chan.
that's it.
Tim, did you?
No, I don't read screenplays.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
You were just silent. I thought maybe you did.
Let's get into our ratings real
That's
quick
fucked up,
before
you
we and give our final overall thoughts before we get into spoilers because I
Right.
know there's some things we can talk about before we move on.
Oh, I have some questions.
Who wants to jump in with their
I'll
final
go
thoughts?
heavy 3.
Heavy 3 for Tim.
Ruthless
That's
just
not
drops
right.
it. Boom.
No, but that's better than I thought it was going to be.
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with Tim. I'm gonna say heavy 3 for me. Overall, it was an enjoyable film. I had a good time, but yeah, like I said, we'll get into some more things. But
Okay, I'm gonna go like a light 0, probably. I don't know.
I'm going to stab you
Oh
in the
my
night.
god.
No,
If
heavy
anything
3.
happens,
Put them different way, Tyler.
Tyler, I was kidding.
Dee.
This is recorded. No, heavy 3 for sure. Like, yeah, like I said, above Quantum, but still probably maybe right below Skyfall and below Casino Royale.
Sure.
Okay.
Tracy,
Tracy?
I will give it a. Okay, I'm gonna mess up your scale again. I'm sorry.
Later, heavy.
Tyler does every week. It's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No peer pressure,
Not
too.
everyone.
Just, if you think it's a 5, just
No, but actually,
Five
the thing
bang
I
it.
don't, because if I was going to do it, I would compare it to another Bond, and I would actually give Skyfall a 5 over this, right? So, that's something for me. So I think I'd give it like a mid?
4.
Just a 4.
you can just.
Okay.
To the rest
I'm
of the
assuming it's
podcast,
4.
it's just a 4.
Okay.
I say mid 4.
He says mid 4.
Oh, do you know what? He told me about this in the car on the way here. Now he's ruined everything for me.
I made you look stupid.
So 4 to 5.
Yeah, because
you
that's
look so
what-
dumb
yeah,
now.
So a 4, yeah.
Okay.
Tyler,
You can't give it a 10.
Oh, just-
It's not on the
what's
scale.
your rating?
I tried.
perspective?
I've tried that with Kingsman. They wouldn't let me do it.
You stopped him.
Doesn't
I'm-
surprise me.
I'm giving this a heavy 4,
Okay.
not a 5.
Are
Heavy
you sure?
I'm
You
sure.
can give it a 5.
No, I know.
I'm not gonna get mad.
Yeah, I can hand out
You're
fives.
afraid of democracy, man.
I've still got fives kicking around. I can hand those out whenever I
mean,
want.
if Tyler Swatolski's gonna give a movie a 5, it's gonna be a Bond movie.
It's gonna be a Bond movie, but
Or
no.
Godfather.
A heavy 4.
Ruthless.
Heavy 4.
Get bodied.
All right, let's get into spoilers. If you guys don't want to hear any spoilers, you guys haven't seen it yet, you can skip to the next topic. But let's get into spoilers.
Okay, here we go. Spoiler
Tim.
time.
Here's one of my problems.
so this is how this is gonna start.
All right.
Bust
He's
this
not
bad
a
boy
very
open.
smart spy in the sense
Ruthless.
he walks right into 2 headquarters filled with villains. He walks straight into the Spectre meeting, and then he gets on a train and willingly goes to see Oberhauser. It turns out to be not Oberhauser, as everyone knew.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
And Tracy spoiled.
I know, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But at least it was like
The whole
most
world knew it.
obvious
It was the
spoiler.
obvious. Everyone knew.
It's not even that he's a bad spy. It's that he's cocky as hell. Like, obviously I'm going to come out of this alive.
Yeah.
It's like, Bond, are you really... You're carrying a Beretta or like a Walter PPK. Like, depending on which series Bond, you can't just go into places.
He showed the ring and he got in, so he's like, obviously this is gonna go
I'm
just
Mickey Mouse,
fine.
let me in.
Yeah.
I will say about Christoph Waltz, like it's almost like J.J. Abrams saying that Cumberbatch wasn't Khan in Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
Almost like
I mean,
Scott.
it's pretty much the exact same. Like,
it is the same.
oh,
movie.
he's not Ernst Stavro Blofeld. He's Oberhauser.
It's actually identical.
Like who? Like
It's the same.
I want to know like what
Was anyone actually shocked?
We all knew.
Yeah, because if you really think about it, that reveal is for the true Bond fans, and there's no way on earth that they wouldn't know that that's already Blofeld. So like,
Especially if you're talking about Spectre. It's like, oh, Blofeld.
Yeah, they're hand in hand.
I think
So
I
it's
bet
like-
money
but-
with you that you said it wasn't Blofeld.
No, actually, it's the
shit.
opposite ways, my friend.
I
Don't
don't
try to be
think
twisty,
so.
twisty.
oh,
I said it was going to be
I don't
Blofeld,
think
and
so,
you were
but-
like, no, maybe it's not. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it is. And then Sony,
Get wrecked.
okay, that's one more for you.
That doesn't sound like me.
Yeah, it was
That's
you.
kind
And then
of
they
does
released
sound
the
like
screenplay, and that was one of the things that kind of got thrown everywhere. That was the big reveal, and I was like, oh, you were wrong.
I don't remember.
get
this.
bodied. Anyway, moving right along. Yeah, that's retarded. Like they're like, oh, here's this big reveal, and then obviously Bond fans already knew that. But then if they're trying to reveal it for the casual fans that aren't familiar with Bond, they don't know what Blofeld means.
That's
So
true.
the reveal
That's
works
so
really well
true.
for no one.
If anything, they would be like, "Wait, that's Dr. Evil." Like seriously, like
And that's something I was gonna.
it's so right
that's
because
what-
Dr. Evil is. I mean, obviously, Dr.
Yeah.
Evil is a parody of
Of course. But
Blofeld.
I think that's what took them so long to hit the Spectre, to hit like
They had to
the
wait for
classic Bond tropes. To
Austin
wait
Powers
for,
to die down.
Yeah, they had to wait for the Austin
Leave.
Powers craze to be irrelevant.
This reminds me, I read this. Spectre copies the storyline of Goldmember, where Blofeld or Dr. Evil and Mike Myers and James Bond are actually brothers.
Oh my god!
right.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Don't ever make that connection again,
You've
okay?
just ruined my night.
Okay,
Oh,
light
God.
3.
And there's like a Bond. There's a Bond like torture scene where he's like, "I'm surprised he didn't like direct quote the same scene
Yeah.
from Goldfinger."
He's like strapped to a
Let's
chair
talk
with
about
like
it, please.
really bad
God.
CGI like needles.
Tyler would remember the exact
So,
quote. Like,
in-
what's
You expect me to talk?
No,
Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
There's a similar
Although he
quote,
does
though,
say,
with it.
"Oh, I
And then
I
tells
thought
him
you
the
came
whole
here to
plan.
die.
Yeah.
Like, to kill me."
That's
You
why
know,
you just
I can
laser the
read
guy. You don't take time to explain your master plan. Just laser the guy. Done.
Yeah.
Roll
They've learned
credits.
nothing. Yeah. I wanted to talk about my least favorite moment in the film.
Did you put quotes around film? You take
I don't
that
know.
back.
The thing you're talking about with the CGI like drills going into his temples or
Yeah.
whatever. Temples up here. I touched
temple.
my neck for the listeners.
It was going into his neck.
He
though.
did. Yeah,
Was
he
it
did have
in
the
his
two that
neck?
were going to go into his.
Yeah.
He had the two into his temples, and he had one that was supposed
I know
to go
that.
into like his whatever.
When he's trying to talk after being like having his brain drilled and everything, and brings the girl real close. She's like, "What? I said time flies," and then
Dun,
throws
dun,
the exploding
dun.
watch. I'm like, this is the equivalent of the Komodo dragon hop step of Skyfall. Like, that's what this is for this movie. Like, did you guys find that brutally lame?
Yeah.
It was.
Like, terrible one-liner. Like, just brutal.
But if you look back, though, that's what the original
know,
Bonds were. They
I
were
know.
terrible one-liners, like terrible puns.
But it doesn't mean you
were...
have to, like, write it terribly. You can write something clever, interesting. Like, time flies, throws a watch. Are you fucking kidding me?
The same thing about that scene, though, I was kind of, like, confused because he's supposed to be torturing him and he's telling him, oh, this is going to do this is going to do that. Like, when I drill into your brain, you're going to lose motor function and all this. And he's... And then he's able to talk perfectly.
I figured that out, actually.
Well, I'm glad you did, because I had no bloody clue what was going on.
Well, Bill's machine doesn't work, or he's a terrible villain.
Yeah.
And
The guy doesn't understand human anatomy at all.
No.
Well, because then he's, you'll never... If it hits here, you won't remember anything.
And it does.
Okay,
It goes.
well-
I know, that's the thing.
Clearly, it didn't hit there.
That's it. That was the point of that. It's like if I hit the right nerve, the right membrane, like just right here, like then you'll forget all this. He must have not hit it right. That's what it was.
That just shows that he's an incompetent
So you're saying...
Well, he's not a surgeon, though.
He's
Like,
German. He's very arrogant.
He's Austrian.
That's what I said.
Get wrecked.
Throw another shrimp on the bobby, mate.
Wait,
Not Australian.
nice one, Tyler.
It's a Dumb and Dumber reference. Thank you.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I do want to mention, I mean, how can we not mention, like, the Rogue Nation parallel to this movie?
What?
Like,
Tell me.
Yeah.
are you kidding? Like, the whole premise
we're not.
of, like,
He's
I want to
whole
say, like,
group of-
Daniel, like, James Bond is, like, fighting Spectre, I mean, anti-IMF, like, it's literally the exact same, like, parallel of, like, the opposite.
Well, if you want to get technical,
faction.
they did this 51 years ago.
I know,
53 years ago.
but it's just strange that we just reviewed Rogue Nation, like...
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I
Last
thought
month.
you were saying like that.
These movies came out in the same year, and they're basically covering like similar topics.
Okay.
Like, they're trying to like take down the IMF and like replace it. Like Andrew Scott's character is like trying to take down MI6, like get rid of it, replace it. Obviously.
So are you saying that
Speaking
like
of
Spectre piggybacked on Rogue Nation or vice versa?
I'm just saying that it's just
It's
similar
interesting.
storylines.
It's
Okay.
interesting that the parallels run the same, but like it's not like they feel at all similar. Like, did you get a feeling? Of
I didn't
Rogue Nation
understand
whatsoever. They feel like
Just the
polar
premises,
opposite
though.
movies.
Just the premises. Obviously,
yeah, on paper, yeah.
On paper, they
But
just
the
they sound
execution is like night and day.
for sure. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you can replace some characters, like Christoph Waltz is like the same as I'm trying to remember the actor's name who he had, like blonde hair and
I can never
Oh
remember.
yes,
the
Evil
bad
Simon
guy.
Pegg.
I mean, like,
Simon Pegg.
Solomon Lang is the
Correct.
character's name.
Correct.
but still, like,
Wow.
similar characters and like
I-
don't know,
You did
like-
just rewatch
I
it.
rewatched it yesterday.
Wow. Yeah.
I just kept thinking. That's just something that I just kept thinking of while I was watching Spectre. I kept thinking of, wow, this is very similar. to
Well,
Revelation.
I just want to mention also, like, we were talking about this in the chat that I wanted to rewatch Casino Royale and Skyfall before, and you guys were saying, well, it probably wouldn't tie in at all. But I thought there was a lot of
Doesn't a lot, yeah.
it was a lot of like it was like a send off to Craig, like Tracy was saying, like. It's like as though he said, like, I'm not coming back. Rights going up, whatever. I'm not coming back.
That's the one scene I
Send
hinted
me
to
off.
earlier that I found funny was like he's walking through the IMF building at the end, or
MI6.
I did that during Mission Impossible too.
Spectre.
Yeah,
Or
he's
just the
walking
new-
through the British intelligence office, and they have like the picture of Le Chiffre, and they have the picture of
Right?
Silva, and then they don't have a picture of the villain from Quantum. Like,
Ruthless,
just
yeah.
ignore that movie, guys. Just ignore it.
Seriously.
We have Mr. White, but he was just a minor guy anyway, so
Yeah.
I found it funny.
So, like, yeah.
Must be hilarious.
I don't know. And, like, couple that with the comments Daniel Craig made, but he'd rather kill himself than be another one.
I thought those were brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Those were brutal.
I
Now-
think he's out, right? Like,
Now
he
it's
says
interesting
he's out.
because now I can talk about this because I can. Sean Connery did the exact same thing. Like, remember the really
Yes.
the really
Yes, they did.
shitty relationship that Albert Broccoli and Sean
They
Connery
couldn't even
had,
have them on set at the same time
It-
sometimes.
and once that went terribly sideways, they actually had Sean Connery come back to do Diamonds Are Forever.
Which they really shouldn't have. As much as it is like one
It
of
is
my
your
favorite
favorite.
Bond films.
Yeah,
Because it's just so like, and they have a 69 fastback.
which is your favorite.
Was it that so that
But
so
besides that, yeah.
Lazenby like went and did a Bond and then he came back
And
after that.
he blew up. Like, everyone thought, like, this is it. Like, the relationship is so bad, Connery's never coming back.
Wasn't it a
And
remake of his own movie as well?
the
The one that Connery did?
That was the unofficial Bond movie. He did the remake of Thunderball.
Never say never
Okay,
again
right,
makes me
that's
never want to talk about it ever again.
Perfect. Yeah.
Doesn't even count.
So like he really like going and doing like another Bond movie, like an exact parallel of that Bond movie for another company was like shitting the bed. Like that's it. They're never gonna hire him back. He did this to MGM. They're never doing it. They're never bringing him back.
So Craig could come back. Is what
he
you're saying.
could come back. Like
We've seen this before.
I was talking to you today earlier about how
You were?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was
It
you.
was probably me. I don't know.
How we were
Okay.
thinking like, oh, like this is probably like his last one. But then when you think about it, like if Daniel Craig leaves, like he's saying all his comments right now, like feeling right after finishing like filming Spectre and doing the media tour and everything for it.
It's exhausting.
But if he steps back and does another film, something different, and maybe he'll get a new perspective on Bond, and maybe he'll miss it a little bit more. Maybe he'll want to go back after maybe a year. Give it a year.
Yeah.
Maybe do some other projects first. He might go back to it.
Yeah, like when me and Scott were talking, I was reading him Sam Mendes quote because they caught up with him and said, like, what do you think of the future of the franchise? And he said, what do you think Daniel Craig should do and what do you think he will do? Mm-hmm. He said, I both think that he should and will take like 6 months off, go on a vacation, then maybe do a smaller project that is like nothing like Bond. He's actually doing Othello right now.
no, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he said he thinks like when he comes back from that, his head will be cleared and he will return for the final one on his contract.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think Sony was like trying to cover their bases by having the send off and tying everything into him?
I think so.
Yeah, because
But-
otherwise, if he doesn't, like,
Yeah.
they kind of are taking a crapshoot.
If they leave it, if they leave it open ended, then it's like, and then they don't do anything. He doesn't come back. Then it's like,
It looks
well,
weird.
they didn't tie it up.
For sure.
Exactly.
But they did. So like, if that was his last Bond film, then I would be okay with it.
I'm happy they did it too because watching them all in one sitting like I did with Casino, Skyfall, and Spectre, I know Quantum got cut, but it plays like a trilogy. I think it plays like a really good like trilogy.
Ignoring
Really
the word
shit.
Shit on Quantum.
It's a great trilogy. I mean, we don't forget about the one.
But it actually does though.
It's the unwanted child.
If you watch it in that order,
Thanks for coming out.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to, I really want to mention, like, I know we've briefly talked about this, but I want to talk about how the horrible use of Christoph Waltz.
Right, we didn't really.
We grazed over quickly, but this isn't even arguable. This is the most important villain in the James Bond franchise.
He's the Thanos. He's Thanos, basically.
Yes,
He is the Bond villain.
This is it, and they didn't do him justice at all.
Really?
I don't
They're
think
just laying
at
it out
all.
there. Because it's funny though, don't you think Christoph Waltz is like a perfect Blofeld? Like,
Oh, he is.
On
He is.
paper?
Oh yeah, but like
So if I said to you like 2 years ago, Christoph Waltz is the new Blofeld.
Pick
you
your
would,
dream like
Jamie
Blofeld
Foxx.
actor. Like most people would say Christoph Waltz.
yeah, well, that's the thing. He nailed it, but like I don't think they actually did the character
Yeah.
well enough.
You think of him kind of like I drew the parallel to him in Inglourious Bastards,
For sure.
where he's so
Cuckoo.
charming. Yeah, he's so charming, but clearly deranged. You know what I mean? Like, but he's so charmingly calm that you don't
For
see
sure.
it. But I'm not okay. This is gonna sound so silly, but something that I was so distracted by in the entire scene where he's trying to drill into Bond's brain is where he's sitting with these legs.
He had no
Oh,
socks.
the
He has no
capris?
socks.
Yeah.
He had Hobbit
short,
shorts.
Like slip-ons.
these short capris and these loafers. Yeah, these loafer slip-ons. And I'm going, and he's trying to tell me all this important stuff, and I'm going, dude, put on some socks.
Like,
You're
you're just so
getting
casually
bacteria.
murdering someone right now.
Yeah.
Dude, you're in the desert. Put socks on.
Exactly.
Sand everywhere.
No, because you mentioned Lazenby, obviously I think of On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
With that one specific scene.
So we drew the parallel there. Obviously, the clinic on top of the mountain is totally steal off of the spa that Bond goes to in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and then the fact he's got the girl in the end. What are your thoughts on that? Because usually isn't if she gets shot in the beginning of the movie, I'm gonna be so mad in the next one.
He made it. He rode off into the sunset at the end of this movie with his girl.
Leia
Uncommon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Seydoux. Refresh my memory.
he goes
Turn
to
on.
Q and picks up the DB5.
Yeah. He decides
Oh,
not
yes.
to kill Blofeld as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah.
The Q opens and there's like a bottle of champagne, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gone?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, that's in the
No?
that's the when he takes the SMR, like the
DB10.
prototype, when he comes back at the end of the movie and they're like, I
Bond,
thought you
what are
left.
you doing here?
And he's like, I did, but I need something from you. It's because they've been rebuilding his Aston Martin DB5. And then
Oh,
he drives off at the
DB5's the
end.
old school
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And they
gotcha.
drive off, and the girl's just kind of like, I'm in the car too. And then they go.
And that's a direct parallel to him driving off in the sunset, happy with someone he cares about, like a wife, like a girl he cares about, on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
After he gets married.
Yeah, after he gets married, she gets shot in the face.
Bye.
Spoiler
But
alert.
in the next movie, or like...
No, and at the very end on Her Majesty's Secret Service, while they're driving away,
That's amazing.
But it's who she gets shot by in On Her Majesty's Secret Service that makes me go, okay, you better not try and replay this, because even
the
as a
Blofeld villain.
yeah, it's a Blofeld
henchman.
crony. Yeah.
I mean, you have to believe that that's not going to last. It's not like Bond to just keep like a wife.
That's why I'm
You know
like,
what I mean?
what are you
Like-
gonna do? You
That's why I
can't.
kind of want to see a sequel where Blofeld will probably escape because they'll probably bring him back.
That's okay.
I
that'd
think they
be
might have
cool,
something with
cool.
009 because he gets mentioned several times throughout the movie. You never see
Yeah,
a
twice. I
009.
think it's twice. Two.
You
Yeah.
never see like
mentions
006. That's the only 00 you ever see.
Yeah, 006. Like, it'd be cool
I
to
don't
see
even
other
know these
00s.
people.
Like, it'd be
Yeah.
cool if, like, 009.
Sean Bean.
In GoldenEye.
Zombie, yeah.
Goldeneye. It's
Yeah.
006.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sean Bean. Okay. Right.
And then, yeah, I could see the sequel maybe mirroring the end of On Her Majesty's Secret Service where, like, Lea
Yeah, I
Seydoux'
think
character
that'd be
gets
cool.
shot. And because Bond's retired at the end of this one.
Well,
He's
like I was saying,
"That's it for
Sony
me."
covering their bases. Clearly, they wanted to send him off into the sunset
Yeah.
in case Daniel Craig leaves.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, the structure of it being like a trilogy, if you ignore Quantum,
Yeah.
it works perfectly.
Yeah.
Like a structure, like full arc.
Like,
Yeah,
I would like
yeah.
to see more like backstory into like the 00s. Like see some more about going on missions and maybe like have some more 00 agents. Like I'm, after all these Bond movies, I still have only seen 006 once, and it's just kind of surprising for me that they haven't got into it. But yeah, I think with that we'll move on from our spoilers here.
I think we have to.
Let's get into our news topics this week. First thing we're going to talk about is Alice Through the Looking Glass, the sequel.
Tim, take this seriously.
The sequel to Alice in Wonderland,
Don't care.
starring Johnny Depp, Mia Wasikowska, Helena Bonham Carter, Anne Hathaway, and Sacha Baron Cohen.
AKA Tim Burton and his band of merry men.
Right.
Not directed by Tim Burton.
Exactly.
Produced.
Produced by Tim
Produced by
Burton.
He still made a show up to the party.
Yeah.
He is a
I'm
producer.
still here,
artist.
guys.
The
He's
director is
not
doing his
hosting the
best.
party, but he brought all the
Tim Burton
refreshments.
Yeah.
Right? So
That's perfect.
I want to get you guys' thoughts on this trailer. I mean, this
Who's seen the original?
I've seen the original Alice. in
I've seen
I
Wonderland.
saw it in
too.
theaters.
Yeah.
Me too.
I can't believe I'm the only one that hasn't seen this.
You haven't seen a Tim Burton movie?
I haven't seen a
Or
Johnny
Johnny
Depp
Depp?
movie.
Wow.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to watch tonight.
So,
That's, yeah.
does this make you interested
No.
in seeing this movie, Tracy? What are your thoughts?
You know, I've been talking this whole time. I'll give this one to 10.
No.
That's it, no.
Mostly because I knew that's exactly what you're going to say. You're just like, no,
No.
can't do
No,
it.
don't care.
Tyler, your thoughts?
It's not having actually seen the first one. I'm kind of making me want to see because I don't know much about the actual story. Like I know the basics of the actual fairy tale story, but I kind of am interested in seeing the second one.
Okay.
Adam, you can suck it.
All right, Adam, your thoughts?
Looks pretty terrible. I don't really
Okay.
give a shit.
Yeah.
What?
So cut and dried.
Johnny Depp was on the right track with Black Mass, and they just took 18 steps back with this stupid.
Yeah, honestly,
shit.
You take that back. Right
All I
I
got
take
was
it
someone's turning back time or something. I don't
Yeah,
get
what?
it.
What?
I
don't
didn't
even
understand,
care.
The story, I don't understand.
Okay, so it is trying to go back, because Alice in Wonderland obviously was trying to play off of the Disney one, but a little bit more,
Grim.
I don't want to say Tim Burton-esque, but it is.
Oh,
Oh, it is.
And-
It's full Burton.
Exactly, yeah. So they're trying to do that, but then this one's actually supposed to be truer to the book.
Was there a book of?
Yeah, it's called
Looking
Through the
Glass?
Looking Glass. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's supposed to be closer to that, but it doesn't. After seeing the first one, I'm like, okay, so you're gonna go. It's, you know what it is to me? It's like Chronicles of Narnia, where they have the first one and they're like, I've discovered this world, and then they come back in the second one, they're like, oh, shit got really screwed up when we left, and now we're here to fix it. It's just like that to
that's
me.
a pretty good parallel.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah,
pretty good.
That is good.
Yeah, and that's what it is to me, but it doesn't draw me in. I'm like, okay, so Anne Hathaway's still a really snotty queen, and Helena
Bonham
Bonham
Carter.
Carter's still little and loud, and and then
Basically.
but yeah,
Yes.
Johnny Depp is the Mad Hatter.
yeah,
this
Johnny
wacky-
Depp has this chronic look of of confusion / endearment / shocked and.
Please hire me.
Wasikowska as Alice is just like surprised the whole time, like scared, running away from like
bewildered constantly, and
right.
it doesn't look like there's a huge change.
Sacha Baron Cohen is Sacha Baron Cohen.
Oh, can we talk about how brutal did he look? Like when they're like, "Time is a he," and then he just comes in with that fucking Borat face. Fuck this movie.
You should write trailers and like when it comes up with his name, just fucking Borat face.
Fucking Borat face.
Honestly, when I watched this trailer, I just got this Pan vibe. I don't know why.
Oh, I know why.
Yeah.
Looks like shit.
Because I think it was shit.
I just hope they don't sing any Nirvana songs.
Oh,
You never know, Scott. Anything's possible.
oh,
man.
the Ramones.
Maybe a little Ramones, Blitzkrieg Bob.
Hey, that Ramones cover was solid.
You
You're
fuck
right.
right off.
Get out of here.
I'm kidding, just for the audience
No, I
knows, I'm
agree.
kidding.
It was great.
Heard Nirvana on the radio the next day and I was fuming.
All right, I think
They ruined Nirvana
I
for
don't know
you.
if there's.
we'll see when it comes out. Maybe it'll surprise us. I don't want to always play devil's advocate here, but
Oh,
I
Scott.
You are too
don't
nice.
see it going too far from the first one. You know what I mean? I don't think
Oh
anything's
my
going to make
God.
me go, "Wow, I was so wrong about this film."
It's going to hit the
Short
same
of-
beats.
Short of if someone's sitting behind me in the theater with a gun to my
gonna
head
hit the
going,
same
"Say
fan.
you like this film." You know?
I have some stuff that might get you guys a little more excited. The director of this movie, James Bobbin, directed 3 Ali G show episodes.
What?
wow.
You heard me.
Wow.
3.
So I can see the Sacha Baron Cohen connection.
Yeah.
11 Flight of the Conchords episodes and 2 Muppet movies. So
Which two? It's an important question.
Yeah, actually, it's a
the
very
last
important question.
2011 and 2014.
Okay.
So
Okay.
don't get
If
hyped.
Kermit could just make a cameo, everything would be okay.
So Adam doesn't like that, but Tim likes that.
Yeah, could
The
give
Muppet
a
movie from...
freaking.
Not the sequel, I haven't seen the second one, but the first one was
The
pretty
second
good.
one wasn't as good.
Yeah.
First one was better.
I love the Muppets in general.
Yeah. Honestly, like,
I'm just
I was
surprised
playing
the
devil's
cast
advocate,
came
but-
back for like a relatively no-name director.
That's
it
the
made a
thing.
lot of money. It made a lot of money.
Yeah, did it
it
crack
get
a billion?
I don't know what the reception was like when it came out. The first one.
I think it was
Critically
mixed,
panned.
but it made enough money to warrant
Yes.
a sequel.
I think it grossed $1 billion worldwide. Like it was a
That's-
mega smash.
That's mind-blowing.
Well, that's the thing. It kind of had to. If you think that everything it had
Double
going
check.
for it, it would be crazy if it didn't. It had Tim Burton. It had a handful
That's
of
generous.
A-list actors.
A lot of movies like this typically do really well in like Asia, I find.
Oh yeah, for
Like
sure.
a lot of like big blockbuster movies.
Yeah.
It's a blockbuster movie because it's CGI heavy and there's like a big action sequence. Those typically do really well in Asia.
yeah. And
Like
so,
the Transformers movies make their money
in Asia,
Asian
that's
markets,
it.
Yeah.
If they could just go to Asia and they'd be fine.
Yeah.
Like, internationally, it's
Yeah.
definitely going to do well.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's just or
Let's
they
just-
could just go straight to
Let's
hell.
just send all the Transformers movies to Asia and pretend we never saw them.
Even taking away from the film, though, like
Please.
from film gross, it was like merchandising for that film was unreal.
Yeah.
For sure.
for
Like,
Alice and whatever.
yeah,
the
like
first-
my
the Tim Burton.
sister loves Alice in Wonderland, and I swear, like it gave her a new purpose of living was just finding all this Alice in Wonderland.
I can
stuff.
collect everything.
She has everything. It's not a joke. Like,
Yeah,
Wow.
it's,
yeah, just for the record, it grossed 1.2 billion
Jeez.
worldwide.
Wow.
So it did alright for itself. Eh?
Yeah, it did okay. I guess. You know,
I guess I understand a sequel.
I guess if you like free money, I don't know.
The trucks with money were backing
Right,
up
the
everywhere.
beep, beep. China,
No,
it's like,
no.
what is that
Yeah,
sound?
seriously. That's a...
Is it the voices
Another-
in my head again? Is it...
Let's,
So yeah, no one gives a shit. Moving
no,
on.
no. Let's move on to another trailer.
I kind of gave a shit. Never mind.
No, sorry. Your opinion doesn't matter.
You don't give a shit, but-
Let's move on into another trailer that we can talk about that came out this week.
Oh yeah.
And that is the movie Warcraft, directed by Duncan Jones, starring Travis Fimmel, Paula Patton, Ben Foster, Dominic Cooper, Toby Kebbell.
Oh, my boy, Ben Foster.
I didn't
Yeah.
see any of these people in the trailer.
Yeah,
We didn't see a few of those people, and the reason is because a lot of it was mocap. Some of those actors were mocap. They're playing the orcs.
Yeah.
So I didn't see
Ew.
Toby Kebbell because he was mocapping as one of the orcs. You know, like that's why.
That's goofy.
What did you guys think of this trailer?
I'll
Atari, isn't it?
Tyler.
I'll dive in.
Tyler, jump in.
a little.
Warcraft.
Knowing nothing about Warcraft whatsoever.
Good
It's a
starting
game.
point, good
It's a
starting
game.
point.
That's it.
People's lives are based around this movie.
This
or
Ruins
game.
families.
This didn't grab me at all.
No.
No, I can see why some people might be excited for it. I'm gonna high
Up
five
top,
you
buddy.
right there. It
High
did.
fives for days.
Yeah, it did
I'm with
nothing. It didn't really do anything for me. You know, I feel like
Didn't grab you.
It didn't. Like, you know, like it looks like seeing, you know, it's smirking. It's stuff we've seen before. You know, like sure they're putting a new spin on it. With World of Warcraft, they're making connections to a very popular game, which is great. But it's all stuff we've seen.
But I think that's the problem, is that you can see right through that ploy. It's not like they're taking something that's directly, except for the species and, you know, the sceneries and stuff like that.
They tweaked it, of course.
Yeah, they've made it unique in the way of like surroundings, but the whole human against misunderstood creature type thing, like it's super Avatar. Like it's just I think it is a very, as you said, it's a very derivative, very
story beats that you can see in the trailer. Like I've seen like a million times.
Yeah,
exactly. And just because, you know, I'm sure, you know, it'll get a great amount of money because people who play the series will be like, oh my god, and they have to go out. But
this is my life.
Normally that argument I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. Like, you know, the fan base doesn't necessarily translate to box office numbers, because really the percentage of people that like play, like, you know, games like Halo or something like that, or like Assassin's Creed, like you think, oh, like it's a huge game, like that will translate to box office, but most of the movie-going audience don't play that game, and they're actually gearing it towards those people. But for Warcraft, the actual amount of people that play that game is like insane.
Yeah,
there's like
so this is the
million?
one. This is the one case where
$2 million?
I think so.
I actually agree. Like, people that play this game will watch this movie, and it actually will affect the box office.
Yeah.
So I mean,
when I watched the trailer on YouTube, I watched it like 24 hours after being released, and it was at 2 million views.
Jesus.
So in 24 hours, that's pretty good. Like, we're not talking like your classic video game bomb, no one sees it.
Yeah.
Like, this could be big for the video game genre. Like,
it's not the same numbers that we get each week, but
no, it's like
good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Our views are pretty good.
It's almost at our level. You know,
it'll get there. You'll get there, Warcraft. You'll get to Upgrades level.
You keep using things like Tracy's bits as tags.
Yeah,
You'll
there
get
you
there.
go. To give my thoughts, looks pretty terrible.
It's cookie cutter.
The effects look like a cutscene from the games, right?
They literally look like a
the effects aren't great.
You know what? I like the Blizzard like trailers that they released for the new like expansion packs better than this.
Yeah,
this is like terrible.
Yeah,
it gives you more depth. It's actually, like I didn't think I would say that, but actually, the video game itself provides more depth into the story, and they don't even tell you a story because you don't have like necessarily a story. You just like.
Plus,
it's something.
I think the biggest disappointment is that it's Duncan Jones who did Moon, which is like one of my favorite sci-fi movies.
Yes,
Source Code is really good too. It's really unique and creative. And then
I've seen Source Code, but
I feel like Duncan Jones just plays Warcraft.
Yeah, he's probably a huge fan.
He's like, I just really want to make a Warcraft movie, and then I feel like the studio, like, I don't want to keep going to that, but like studio interference, like I feel like could have affected it. Like, they just want something that's going to get a lot of money.
Because like he might possibly. Like, I think Duncan Jones is like amazing to us because, you know, we're like movie nerds and we love Moon, but like to the general public, no one knows who Duncan Jones is, right? Or like Source Code was a little bit bigger, but like those aren't box office hits. The studio has pull to bully him and just make him, you know what I mean, make him like a glorified cameraman to do their big blockbuster, like big IP like Warcraft. And like, and like, it's one, you guys are saying it looks cookie cutter, like the story and all that. I agree, obviously, but like, you can almost get away with that if your visuals are, you know, amazing and stunning.
That's why Avatar got away with the whole.
That's why Avatar got away with it.
Species, because everyone was like, "Wow, this is amazing."
Gully,
but what I'm getting to,
Pocahontas, that was huge.
Dances with Wolves.
Yeah. But like the visuals
they had
in this,
something other than the story.
The visuals in this aren't stunning. They're shit.
Yeah,
like all the CGI looked like CGI. It looked very like poorly done.
Like Tim said, it looks like they took the cutscenes from the video games and just spliced them all together.
Like,
no one's gonna notice.
Yeah. I laughed out loud with the shot of the baby orc.
Yes, you did.
Like,
I couldn't
as well.
I couldn't contain myself. There was a shot of an orc baby,
How could
and
you
I was
not?
like,
It was brutal. Like,
atrocity.
What? Yeah. It was like a green human baby.
Do you know what actually what I actually thought of when I saw that? I don't know if you guys have seen Ice Age.
Yeah.
And there's the scene where the dad's like holding his baby, and that's what I thought of. I was like, I'm watching a thing for Warcraft. I shouldn't be thinking
that's
of
like
Ice
an animated
Age.
like. It's supposed to be like you're supposed to know it's animated, but that's supposed to look like a real orc baby.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I can't even. I can't even comprehend what I just said.
That's the thing. Like, there is no orc baby. No one knows what it really looks like. But the problem is, it doesn't look like that.
It's like
I've never seen an orc baby before.
Yeah.
I don't know how to register that.
I think I would say if The Hobbit is the poor man's Lord of the Rings, this is the poor man's The Hobbit.
Oh god.
Which is exciting.
This is the budget Hobbit.
Exciting for no one, really. I'd like to know the budget on this movie because like this.
It's probably gonna be
CGI
crazy.
looked bad.
I love the amount of phones that just got pulled out.
We don't use phones on this podcast.
See, they're remembering solely.
We go into our memory banks because we know everything.
They once read the budget and they're gonna remember it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
$100 million.
Oh my god.
100 million?
Okay.
Does not show.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Okay, now what
buy
I
a real
think
baby
will be
orc.
interesting to see is not like, okay, you use 100 million, what is your actual return on this? Because I can see that being a massive loss.
The problem is all those scenes with the orcs, like it's all CG. Like everything is CG.
100%.
Far landscape shots, like portals, all orc mocap stuff. I mean, that takes a lot of CG, and even though it looks bad, like it looks like a cutscene.
There's zero practical to this. Like there's like nothing.
You're telling me.
Yeah, I know you love your practicality. You love it, but there's nothing.
In that kind of film too, you need something where it's like there's a twist or something that makes the audience get drawn in, and I don't see it. I really.
Well, they revealed what would have been the twist is the fact that one of the orcs was like siding with the humans.
Yeah.
But they revealed that in the trailer.
Right at the very end, I was like, you choose this over that. And I was like, why did you put that in there?
Almost work together with the humans.
Against your own kind for
like,
the peace of all. It's like, alright, let's all just take a breather, go watch Pocahontas, call it a day.
Yeah.
It's like reverse Avatar. Like
it is.
Instead of, I forget Sam Worthington's character's name, but Sully, is it?
Sully, yeah. Jake
Instead
Sully.
of him going onto the Na'vi side, it's like the orc going onto the human side.
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy, and even the shots are derivative. Like we talked about it before, but the fact that the guy jumps off the balcony onto an eagle, like that's a direct shot of Lord of the Rings.
It's identical.
Gandalf jumping off Isengard onto an eagle, it's the same shot.
I was gonna say when Sam Worthington learns to ride the dragon thing in Avatar. I think there's a shot where he runs and jumps onto it or something. It's just.
So basically, what you're telling me is the writers for this just sat down and binge watched Avatar. And
Fuck you, James Cameron.
What ideas can we take from all of this and kind of make it a little bit unique in our own not so.
Avatar did good, right? I mean, let's do that.
Yeah, it did alright money wise, I think, right?
Loved Avatar.
Well, I was gonna say, talking about the box office return on this. It does come out in March, and I looked at the release schedule for March, just off memory solely.
Yeah, of course.
You remembered this.
Yeah, there's nothing out, around it. I mean, Batman vs. Superman comes out 2 weeks after, but 2 weeks are enough time to, make a decent chunk of change, right?
Yeah.
And if...
It's smart. The release date is smart.
Yeah, it's they've got, the whole end of January, there'll be nothing. The beginning of March, this comes out, second week of March. So there'll be a drought for a good month, and
people will be dying to see a big
something, a big blockbuster, right?
A big blockbuster draw in March, which you don't usually see.
Yeah, so
summer blockbuster movies are slowly creeping forward.
You know what? Sorry, they changed the release date of this. Oh my god, it was coming out the same day as Batman vs Superman. They changed it to June.
Because it was on the same day?
It was coming out the same weekend as Batman vs Superman. Yeah, because the trailer says I think June. Yeah.
Okay.
So, my bad.
It's like a box office.
So, what I just said could be totally wrong.
Wow, alright,
but
I'm going to cut that all out.
Yeah, thanks. They did avoid Batman vs. Superman.
I guess. I mean...
So, I would assume they're in a week where nothing hot is in June.
Well, if they're smart, they'll do that.
If they're smart, that's what they do.
Do you actually, because you mentioned, you were talking, this kind of backtracks a little bit, but just on that exact same topic, what was really sad for Spectre was I was reading some reviews that were saying the whole reason it did badly in the box office is because it was competing with the Peanuts movie.
Jesus Christ.
Do you know how
it's
much
a totally different demographic.
I know.
They said it was
because people were taking their kids to the movies on the weekend instead of doing it they did a family film instead of doing date night. Yeah, but
it beat it by a lot.
But the Peanuts, they were this is their main competition. I'm like, don't say that.
It's
Stop
sad.
it. You're hurting
Did you say
me.
Peanuts beat
No. Spectre.
No, they were in competition. They put it as
Spectre
the
had
competition.
73 million.
Yeah.
Units had like 43.
Okay.
So it did kick its ass.
Okay,
money wise.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I was just gonna go home and cry in the shower.
You can still do that.
I
After
will.
you watch, what is it you're supposed to watch when you get home?
What was I gonna watch when I got home?
Alice in
Wonderland.
That's it. And then you can cry in the shower all you want.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
After The Godfather.
See The Godfather.
I saw the first
Watch
one.
both at the same time. We'll see what
Alright.
kind of storyline you come up with after that.
They parallel a lot.
First Alice in Wonderland and
perfect
Godfather Part 2.
companion piece.
Yeah,
Allison gets brutally murdered at a...
Oh my God.
Okay.
To be fair,
I
you
knew
could
that.
watch
The
Alice in
Cheshire
Wonderland
Cat's head
twice.
is in someone's bed.
Yeah. And with that...
Yeah, we'll see when Warcraft comes out, if it's, as bad as we think it is. I mean, they still have time to work on the CG.
Classic Scott doing his classic apology.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Duncan Jones, you're going to love it. He's defending your movie.
We'll see. I think with that, that'll do it for episode 19 of the Up Real Late podcast.
You can follow us on Twitter at UpRealLate, and you can follow myself on Letterboxd with my awesome reviews. UpRealTim.
Tyler.
You can follow us on Facebook at Up Real Late Podcast, as well as on Instagram at Instagram.
Instagram.
It's a grand. It's a new thing.
It's not huge yet. No one's ever heard of it.
Not even time.
On Instagram at Up Real Late Podcast, as well as you can follow me on Twitter at Mogi6 MOGEY6, as well as on Letterboxd, which I have yet to do my
Get
giant
on
movie
that,
dump.
bro.
Up Real Ty, Real REEL Ty TYE.
Adam.
Ty, get on Letterboxd.
Okay.
You can follow me on Twitter at Franey25. That's FRANEY25. And on Instagram at UpRealAdam. And Letterboxd at UpRealAdam also.
Tracy, where can the good people find you?
Oh, okay. Well, first, I'll say that thank you for having me on, John.
Yeah.
Well, thanks
you
for
for
coming on. We
Round of
had a
applause
blast.
again.
Oh,
You're awesome.
Thank you. I'm sorry I made spoilers previous to spoilers, but
Oh.
Well, you're never coming back. That's,
Yeah, you'll never be
I'm
back.
off the
Accept that.
well, you're off the podcast too. There's already, people have already said that. to
Please,
me.
I've been off the podcast since day one.
But so yeah, thank
Every
you.
week.
It's been a blast, and I'm trying to remember my Twitter handle. I think it's T_Elliott ELLIOTT007.
Fitting.
Yes, very so.
Fitting.
So if you wanna, see some angsty rants, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically an audition. We're trying to find a replacement.
For Tyler, yeah.
So,
It's out of
yeah.
the
Good
chair.
luck.
It's
You're
out of
right.
the chair he sits in.
It's been surprisingly easy. We have a lot of people.
You guys are hurting me.
You can find me on Twitter at S_Ellis71. You can find me on Letterboxd at UpRealScott. And yeah, keep it real, guys.